This weather report is brought to you by Community Transit. Hopefully you took advantage of the sun yesterday because the rain's coming back in by the afternoon. Highs in the low 60s and it's currently 56 in downtown Seattle. Looking for a career with excellent benefits? Community Transit is hosting a job fair in Everett on March 14th starting at 10 a.m. For more information, visit communitytransit.org/jobs. That was your weather. I'm Tori on 102.5 KZOK.
Come here, cat.
Leave that poor cat alone, man.
Awesome. See, that's where I fooled you. It's not a cat. It's a come here cat. The famous come here cats of Zambonia.
What? Is that a thing?
I'm sure it's a thing.
Yeah.
It's 5:46. I'm Danny Bonaducci. This is KZOK. Good morning.
Good morning.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling well. How are you?
I'm glad to hear it. I'm well, thank you, Paul. How you doing?
I'm great. Zambonia is not a real place,
No,
right?
it's a total place. It's covered in ice. You know, it's like one of your countries. It's ridiculously cold in Zambonia. Morning, kids.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Everybody doing well and being all right?
Fantastic.
All right, cool. I'm glad to hear it. So yesterday, what is up with she's not a kid anymore, my lovely wife. She's 35 years old. Eventually, I'll probably have to start lying about that, but not yet.
Yeah.
She has too much energy. Let's go to Disneyland.
Yeah.
Who says such things?
You guys had fun, though, right?
That's what happens every time. She says something stupid, and I think, hey, you're stupid. And then I do this thing that I think is stupid, and I have a ton of fun. So I'll give her that. So yesterday, it was Woodland Park Zoo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was.
Perfect day for it.
I wore a hoodie and I ended up tying it around my waist like butt curtains because it was just too hot.
Yeah, it was gorgeous out.
Very first thing I saw were the meerkats, hence come here cats.
I get it.
invented them. So they're just as adorable as you would think they are. Have you ever seen anything about meerkats? Because they got to be famous for a little while.
Yeah.
With that show, yeah.
They had that,
Meerkat Manor.
Meerkat, exactly. Well, they're just that cute, but at least these ones, and I stopped reading that meerkat. Maybe they were midget meerkats from Smalleylandia. I don't know. But they were tiny little meerkats. They were so, oh my God, they were so cute. I want to kiss them on the face.
Oh, I want to think that they were all baby meerkats.
Think that until the rest of the story. Okay. Amy and I are sitting there admiring them, going, oh, they're so cute. I've never seen anything so cute. Oh man, aren't they cute? When I realized there's a couple of little kids behind us. I'm with another group of grown-ups, over the meerkats because they're so cute, and the kids can't really see them. So I say, well, come here, you can get in front of me, you can see the meerkats. I even look at the lady responsible for these kids and kind of give a nod, like I'm going to let your kids in on a great adult, and everything's cool and wonderful.
Yeah, that's nice.
There's no stranger danger involved here or anything, just like, here you go, kids, look at the meerkats. At that point, one meerkat throws another meerkat to the ground and mounts it and starts boning it viciously, like crazy viciously. And here's the problem with meerkat sex, in case you're wondering.
Yeah.
And that
I've
is,
not seen it.
I would assume it's rare. I'm counting Amy and I are really lucky for seeing if I'd have seen this before the captain and Tennille, we'd all been humming a bar of meerkat love. But no, I didn't. So he's being mean. He's being kind of nasty about this. And there's a reason for it. But the little kids are in front of me, and they kind of want an explanation. But it kind of seems to the grown-ups that I gave the, hey, no stranger danger here, I'm just going to let your kids see, that I wanted them to see meerkat sex. Like, they don't know that this wasn't happening 2 seconds ago, that this just started happening, that there was none of this going on.
Hey, kids, come over here.
No, this is a meerkat catastrophe. Oh. So I feel like a complete pervert, and Amy and I leave because I really don't know what the parents are going to tell these kids about the pervert that was right in front of them. Saying,
Oh, they're wrestling, right? The meerkats are wrestling.
But dancing, sleeping,
Fighting.
snuggling, spooning. But the problem with their mounting, if you will, which was insurmountable. I'm having a lot of fun with this. Is that they're the exact same size. Nobody's bigger than the other person, or the other meerkat, rather. So nothing really works out position right. It's like nothing works for the poor boy meerkat. If you
It's
know what
got
I'm
to work okay. We've got more meerkats,
saying.
right?
You don't know that. How
It's
many
gotta come
meerkats
from
have you
somewhere.
seen?
Just on TV a lot.
That's it could be none. You don't even believe in the moon landing, for God's sakes. And you believe in meerkats that you've never even seen?
I do believe in meerkats.
Now, would you, if you were there, Danny, with your young children, and Paul, you've got a young kid.
Yeah.
Like, would you guys have shooed your kids along?
I got money that says, I'll tell you what I would do, and I think that Paul's going to do the same thing. I would say, oh, they're making babies. Let's go. That's what I would do.
Yeah, it's natural. I wouldn't make excuses.
It wasn't
for
natural the way these were doing. The top meerkat, if you will, was wearing leather. So I think they were up to something no good. So I dug the white wolves, which I never would have thought, because they look like dogs. Who cares? Why do you even have them in a zoo? It's stupid. They're bitching, man.
Yeah, they
and
sound bitching.
they seem to like us. They ran around like a lot of animals. You couldn't even make sure that they were animals. They could have been a ball of lumpy hay.
Yeah.
They just didn't. They did not perform for your entertainment dollar. But the white wolves were majestic and kind of pranced around the entire enclosure, all in pack formation. I thought they're very good. But I saw some. Did you guys get a picture I sent and said I'll be probably talking about this? This is the weirdest thing. There is a big gigantic rock, and I don't know if a lot of these rocks are fake or they've been moved there or what it is, but a big spectacular rock. And in the dead center of it is a brass plaque, very shiny brass plaque. And it just looks like a design of a sun. It's a sun. It's all shaped exactly like sun with rays coming out of it.
And the picture's up at KZOK.com if people want to take a look at it too.
All right. Well, this
Is it like a boulder? Is that what you mean by a rock?
Yeah. So the center of this brass plaque, or sun rather, is worn away completely. You can't see that it ever said anything. I wouldn't have known it ever said anything. Amy looked at it long enough and said, "No, those are letters on it," because and you'll see this like at churches and stuff where it's good luck to rub the saint's toe or something like that. That the whole toe is worn away. It's kind of like the toe of a saint. It's this plaque that looks like the sun. And then Amy said, "Does that say KZOK in it?" And I looked at it and I said, "No, but thanks." And she said, "No, I'm sure it says KZOK." And I said, "No, it doesn't. I do see the O and the K of something."
Oh, see, I immediately saw KZOK as well in the picture you sent me.
I looked at it in the picture, and you can see it way more clearly than you can in life. In life, there's no thing at all. But I couldn't see the rest. Did you see the rest? Can you make out the rest?
No, but I thought, did we donate whatever this plaque is on?
Yeah, in the name of Jimi Hendrix.
Wow.
We donated a giant boulder to the Woodland Park Zoo in the name of Jimi
Or the
Hendrix.
brass plaque that sits on the boulder. I'm not exactly sure yet. I'm taking responsibility for the bone and meerkats. Why not take responsibility for the brass plaque? But
Was there a date?
I don't know. You know
Yeah,
what?
not
It's
one I
up.
could see.
It's up at our website at KZOK.com. It's not. I found it interesting that because in person you couldn't see, like when I looked at the picture this morning to make sure you guys wouldn't think I was crazy because it didn't say anything in person. You can see a little more clearly. I still can't see the part where it says, "Hey, we really like Jimi Hendrix. I hope you like Jimi Hendrix too. Here's a sun." I can't see that sign.
We're pretty cool.
Yeah, we'll have to dig more into it and see if we can figure it
We're
out.
very cool. Oh, by the way, there was also a gigantic bear that's way bigger than you think bears are going to be. Bears are just so. I'm not
A black
fighting a bear.
bear, brown
Yeah,
bear?
I don't know. Okay,
Grizzly?
yes, a grizzly.
Okay.
Yeah,
They're big.
yeah,
Scary.
they were big as a house or as big as a gigantic bear. It was really weird. So I had a great time at the zoo. It was lovely. If you haven't been to the zoo in a while, you should go. I will remind you of this. That you are at the mercy of animals. Like there are a lot of animals that just weren't having any of this. But there were more than enough animals. If you go, hey, it's $16 or something like that to go to the zoo, is this going to be money well spent? And I would say, yeah, it was. The bear was great. The wolves were fantastic. Saw a rhinoceros. look like we saw a baby hippopotamus, cutest thing in the whole world. My first thought, I feel shame because my first thought was, I'll fight that. It's a baby. Why are you gonna go and punch a baby rhino right in the head?
News is brought to you by Car Toys. Law enforcement officers arrested a middle school student and found a gun in a classroom yesterday. The incident forced Sylvester Middle School to go on lockdown. The King County Sheriff's Department says students had reported to the principal that they had seen a gun. They called police, and then officers detained a 15-year-old student. They found the gun hidden in the classroom. Now, they said they did not get any word that he had threatened anybody, but you're still not supposed to bring a gun to school.
Yeah, you show up with a gun, and I feel that the threat is implicit.
Yeah, right.
The kid was booked into juvenile detention, 15 years old. A strange story from the Washington State Patrol. A traffic stop turned into a high-speed pursuit that began in Lacey and ended in Olympia. By the time it was over, a 23-year-old man was arrested on suspicion of eluding a police vehicle, to be
Oh, I
precise.
thought you meant looting. What's he doing over there? He's out looting.
Looting. He's out there looting.
He also was in possession of a controlled substance, which was methamphetamine,
That'll do it.
and driving with a suspended license. So they said they tried to pull the car over. He wouldn't stop. This was a Ford of some kind. Continued southbound at speeds faster than 110 miles per hour. Traffic was moderate to heavy. This car was trying to pass other vehicles using the shoulder, all lanes, and the right shoulder of the freeway. Finally, the trooper said, "Yeah, this is getting dangerous. I'm not going to pursue him anymore." Finally, the driver exited at milepost 105, ditched the car in Olympia, and fled on foot. Well, then the trooper caught up to him. He was able to track him down on foot as well, and eventually he's like, "Fine, I give up."
All right. You know what has helped the world of looting a lot?
Of eluding or looting?
Looting. Taking stuff
What's
that
that?
used to belong to somebody else.
Okay.
And that is the advent of flat screen TVs.
Oh, because they're so light, you can pick one up.
Yeah, remember TVs, 32 inches, nothing big. They wouldn't even count as a TV in today's market.
Right.
But you have to call 3 friends over to
Yeah.
help you move it because that
Absolutely.
big bulb and everything like that. But now you just grab it off the wall like a painting.
Right. It's like you're supposed to take it.
Yes, it's calling your name.
Yeah.
And this morning, the Washington Post is reporting that Rex Tillerson, who has clashed publicly with President Trump, is out as Secretary of State. Donald Trump is reportedly replacing him with CIA Chief Mike Pompeo. Now, they said, according to Trump, "I want to thank Rex Tillerson for his service. A great deal has been accomplished over the last 14 months. I wish him and his family well." Pompeo: "I'm deeply grateful to President Trump for permitting me to serve as director of the CIA and for this opportunity to serve as Secretary of State. His leadership has made America safer, and I look forward to representing him and America."
Well, here's the thing on that is that he jumps into this job just in time to talk to North Korea.
Right.
Because I don't know if he's prepared to do that because as head of the CIA, most of his job is being mad at North Korea.
Yeah.
That he takes, here's what we should do underwater. Here's what we should do from the satellites. So I don't know how helpful that is going to be so close to all this nonsense. But, he's a good CIA director. I like him.
It makes me a little curious. You're the head of the CIA, but you have time to also be Secretary of State?
He won't.
No.
He won't be the head of the CIA anymore.
That's it. He's got to quit that.
Gotta do one or the other?
The deputy director of the CIA has been nominated to replace him to be the head of the CIA as well. So he won't have to do double duty.
You said
Ew.
duty.
He's a double duty. He's a duty squared.
Authorities are warning Austin, Texas residents to be wary of suspicious packages left outside their homes after 3 explosions the past 2 weeks has left 2 people dead and 2 others injured.
Wow. Last I checked, it was 1 person dead. This is awful.
Yeah.
Yep. A 17-year-old boy was killed. A woman in her 40s was injured after the teen brought the package into their home. Later that same morning, a 75-year-old woman was injured by a package bomb. And then 39-year-old Anthony Stephen House was killed when a suspicious package exploded in his home. Authorities are now investigating if these are related. They said the times...
I'm going to go with yeah.
Yeah.
They seem related.
The times are almost identical, and the packages were not sent through UPS, FedEx, or...
So that means the bomber or someone, his employee, is walking right up to your front door.
Yep.
Crazy.
Now, they're trying to figure out if these people have anything in common, why
Yes, they've been blown up in the privacy of their own homes.
2 are black, 1 was Hispanic. They're wondering if this is hate crime or it's just happenstance that that's who lives in that home. So they said if you see a package on your front door in Austin, Texas, don't open it.
I don't want to wish this on anybody, but I wonder if Austin, Texas has the same problem with porch pirates that we do. Wouldn't that be a nasty surprise? Go to steal my Christmas gifts and
geez.
Powie.
Yeah. I think that's everywhere. It's got to be everywhere. With
Got to be everywhere.
Amazon
We didn't
being
invent
so
it.
big. Right.
A Dallas-bound flight had to make an emergency landing at Albuquerque International Airport, sending panicked passengers leaping from a wing onto the tarmac after crew members screamed at them to get away from the aircraft. This was a Southwest flight that had taken off from Phoenix, headed for Dallas. An hour later, the crew noticed a strange smell in the cabin. They said, the passenger said they could feel heat from the vents, and then said, yeah, we're going to make an emergency landing. Now, some people, they said, get off the plane. Some people freaked out, jumped onto the wing, and then just jumped as opposed to waiting for the slide.
Oh, you got to wait for the slide.
So
I don't know.
I mean, just for fun, even.
Yeah,
that thing looks so much fun.
But to get from the emergency exit to the wing seems like kind of a natural conclusion. Like, that's what I would do.
Yeah, but then it's quite the drop from the wing to the ground, right?
Yep. Some people got
So
injured.
fire. If I'm smelling fire on an airplane filled with gas, I'm jumping.
Yeah.
Well, some people said they were surprised that there weren't more slides and that a lot of people just were panicking and it was dark and wet and rainy and they didn't know which side was up. Scary. Hey, it's spring break.
By the way,
Yeah?
that's the upside.
Yeah, you'd think you would know that in any situation.
I would know which side was up.
They got to add that to the little wacky presentation that Southwest
You
does.
follow the lights to any exit, and by the way, that side's up.
Exactly.
There you go.
It is spring break for many.
I know what that means.
Well, do you? Because there is a new trend among spring breakers.
What's that?
You mean so sex, drugs, and alcohol is not enough?
Well, they've taken it to another level, Danny.
I don't care. I'll have sex on any level if I'm a young person at spring break.
It's the butt luge.
I don't know what it is, but I like it.
I'm going to ride it. I'm riding the butt luge. I don't know what it is, but I'm riding the butt luge.
You don't ride it. Some of you have
I
probably...
don't know how you do the luge, but I ride it.
Do you guys remember for a while there were, mostly it was Jägermeister, and there would be some big ice block, and they would carve like a little tunnel down
Yeah.
it,
Oh, yeah.
and then you'd put your mouth at the bottom.
I've
Yeah.
never done it, but it seemed like a good idea.
I know where you're going with this, I think. They're doing that, but with the butt.
Yes.
They pour it into your butt.
Yes.
Onto your butt.
Onto your butt,
Not
and it
into your butt.
trickles down into someone's mouth.
It crack. They pour it down the crack.
Not my butt.
Derek, you're probably familiar with this. Am I doing it justice with my explanation?
Yeah, absolutely. It's
You've
not really
done the
it's-
butt luge,
Well,
man?
it's not a new thing. I mean, it is for this spring break, but when I was a kid,
It is for
happened.
you losers. That's what he meant.
This has been around for a while.
Oh, jeez. That seems so unsanitary.
I've done the crack.
A lot of things I've done are unsanitary.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's alcohol, so it's cleansing. But have you actually really done that, Derek? Or
No,
just
of
seen
course
it done?
not. It's disgusting. I would never, ever do such a thing.
And
That's
A
awful.
friend of yours did it?
Jägermeister is only a liqueur. I would not sanitize anything.
Yeah, you got to do it with like
You got to
vodka
do
or
it with
something,
at
right?
least vodka.
Well, some are saying that this started as a boob luge and has now just
Oh.
transformed to the butt luge. And
Let's
the boob,
take it back to the boob luge.
It seems a
Yeah.
lot more sanitary.
It does.
A lot of the women,
But it shows you're committed to do the other one.
yeah, a lot of the pictures that have been circulating of the butt luge, women are wearing either bikinis or thongs, and it just doesn't seem right.
No, I will tell you, if I hooked up with some girl at spring break, but we haven't done the deed yet, I'm going to assume if I ride the butt luge, we're going all the way later.
I don't know, but I'm going to have to do some more research on this story and make sure that we know, exactly what's going on.
Are you going to go
Nice.
find a butt luge?
Absolutely. Is buttluge.com, is that a website?
Probably.
Well, if you're going to spring break to do the butt luge, you could probably use $1,000. KZOK.com for full contest rules. I just looked and it says nothing about butt luge in there, so that's not official. But you can do what you want with the money.
You have a lot of talents, my friend.
I do.
Giving away $1,000 or your chance to win $1,000, whatever the hell that is, while simultaneously butt luging. Or looking up the butt luge.
I was just looking up at the butt luge.
Don't look up the butt luge. Who knows what you're going to face?
Well, we don't know which way is up, so I might have been looking down the butt
Did
luge.
you not hear my safety drill? It's that way.
Oh, thanks. I needed that again.
Typically, when you get married, you don't drive yourself to the church or to the location. You have a limo.
All right.
You've got a horse-drawn carriage. You got some oldie-timey car. Not in Arizona. A bride-to-be named
I've
Amber.
been married in Arizona, so I will know if this is true or not.
A bride-to-be named Amber was arrested at 10:30 in the morning after driving herself in her wedding dress to her wedding, getting into a 3-car accident, and being totally geezed.
Yeah.
10:30 in the morning.
I'm kind of confident Amber should not have worn white.
Her dress was pretty. She looked nice. I don't know why she drove herself. Very odd.
I have been responsible for all my transportations at all 3 of my weddings.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I drove to my own wedding.
You
I didn't
did?
drive. I didn't leave. I left in a different car, a chauffeured car, but I drove to my own wedding.
Yeah, I've never done that one.
Never done
No,
one. But it was always there wasn't a lot of planning. It wasn't always
No.
the first date for you.
Not always. Amy took 4 years, but still, we did it right at the beach.
Yeah.
I have a theme going, except for the I'll stay forever part. I've screwed that up a little, but I plan on this one because I don't have that much time left.
A former Nazi SS guard, dubbed the bookkeeper of Auschwitz, has died at the age of 96.
These guys live a long time for
Yeah.
terrible people.
Yeah.
This was nearly 3 years after his conviction for being an accessory to murder. Oster Groening worked as the accountant at Auschwitz, counting money taken from those killed or used as slave labor, and then shipped it back to his Nazi superiors in Berlin. He was found guilty, accessory to murder of 300,000 people,
Jeez.
and was sentenced to 4 years in prison.
4 years.
Yes.
You killed 300,000 people and you get 4 years?
Just as an accessory, he didn't physically do anything to anybody. But
He was just counting the money.
Complicit. Yeah, counting the money. He knew what was going on.
Right. And 4 years is a life sentence.
Well, he never was jailed. So at the age of 96, this guy died and had not actually started serving his jail time.
So he was sentenced and then sent home?
Yep, because
That's weird.
At the time of his sentencing, he was ill, which you can imagine at 96.
Right.
Yeah.
In his low 90s. And they said, okay, he's better. He's ready to go to jail. And then he keeled over.
Wow. Can you imagine, though, you're trying to live out the last years of your life, but everybody now knows you're the accountant of Auschwitz?
Yeah.
Try getting in the book club or anything like that in your neighborhood.
Mostly here in America, we can name our kids whatever we want.
Mm-hmm.
And as we've seen, there are a lot of celebrities, just a lot of regular people who name their kids unfortunate names. Your friend, is it Penn or Teller?
My friend is Penn.
And he named his kid Moxie Crime Fighter.
Yes, he did.
No. Don't do that. Is he the one that talks or doesn't talk?
He's the one that does talk.
He should be the one that doesn't talk.
should
When
be.
it comes to naming
He's
kids.
a big pain in the ass. That guy.
Let's see, there was the actor Rob Morrow. He named his kid
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Oh.
Then he got his head chopped off.
Rob Morrow?
No, Vic Morrow.
Oh.
Never
I was
mind.
going to say, yeah. I don't know that one. But let's see. Gwyneth Paltrow named her kid Apple.
Yeah.
I mean, there are just so many. And we let it go. However,
Well, what do you want us to do? Wrestle him to the ground? Give me that stupid name right now. You're Steve.
in France, it's a different story. The government can and does stop parents from giving their kids names that they think will cause problems, like Nutella.
Oh, I think Nutella's a great name.
And now we are finding out the courts have said you cannot name your daughter Liam. They said it's going to be too confusing and that this kid will probably grow up mocked and have a difficult time because she's got a boy's name.
I think little Frenchies might be overstepping their bounds.
Yeah.
Nutella, do you say yay or nay?
Well, I say yeah, if that's what you want to do. I only say nay to like Hitler or
Right.
Charles Manson or something like that. But yeah, if you want to name your kid Nutella, fine. They'll hate you. As the parent of Count Dante, well, I don't even remember this kid's name. Count Dante Jean-Michel Valentino Bonducci spent a couple of years mad at me over that one.
Count and Countess.
Count and Countess.
Do either of them use that as their name?
She does now. She goes by Countess and kind of insistent about it. And it's like,
Really?
hey, you went, 20 years mad at me because of Countess. Don't think I'm going to just say, hey, Countess, can I get you some porridge or whatever Countesses eat?
I mean, like all her friends growing up, everyone called her Isabella and they had to stop.
Both the parents. I think everybody stopped, and her husband-to-be calls her Countess.
Really?
I ain't doing it.
You did it.
I brought you into this world. I can take you out. That's what I say there.
What a nice story in the news.
Love that.
A young woman was looking for feedback about a dress to wear to her upcoming high school formal. She was shopping by herself, decided to take a picture and text it to her friend. But instead of sending it to her friend, it went to the wrong person. It went to a Tennessee father of 6 children. So this dude gets the text of a girl in a fancy dress, and she's like, "What do you think? Do you like it?" And he decided to write back and said, "My wife isn't home, so I couldn't get her opinion. But me and all the kids think you look stunning. You should definitely go with that one."
This is cute.
So she laughs. So she's a little embarrassed. And she then posted it to social media, Instagram, Twitter, and some other people posted pictures of this whole transaction. Some people looked up this man and his children.
Axe murderer.
Nope. Turns out one of the kids wasn't in the picture. And they're like, "Well, why? You had 6 kids. Where's the 6th kid?"
Where's Nutella?
He is undergoing leukemia treatment. She decided to send up a GoFundMe page, and they have now raised almost $20,000 for this kid's health treatment, all for a wrong text message. Oh, you got that look on your face,
I'm
Danny.
just wondering what part of this is a good news.
I mean, obviously not good news that the
it-
kid has leukemia.
Yeah, there's the story here is the child has leukemia.
Yeah.
Well, the good news is that she now has a new friend, and they were having trouble raising funds or paying
Right.
for his leukemia treatment. And she said, this is just about paying it forward. And she happened to meet these people via wrong text, and now he's getting some health care paid for.
All right.
I was waiting for you to
Look at
all
Paul,
over
though. I don't feel that I'm alone in not thinking this is the greatest feel-good story ever.
It's nice that they're going to have money
Yeah.
to pay for the treatment.
Kid's funeral.
Yeah. Oh,
Danny.
all right.
No.
Nope, you're going to be alone on that one. I was leaning towards your side.
Wow, and I pushed you away.
Yep.
Some friend I am.
Many people in their home, they have a nice comfy chair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've got a comfy chair or maybe a couch that's like their spot. They've got their spot in the couch. Well, one of the humane societies in Illinois recently put out a call for used chairs. And they said if you are cleaning out your house or maybe you've got an old chair that you no longer want, drop them off because pets love chairs. Dogs are always sitting in chairs even if they're not supposed to. Paul, is your dog always on the couch?
Yeah, both of them. But the problem with the St. Bernard is she's 160 pounds and sheds like crazy.
Right.
But we can't get her to stop. It's just a thing she does.
No,
She
all my Great
lays on the
Danes
couch.
thought they belonged on the chair.
Yeah.
But sitting kind of like a person.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
She does that. Or she'll sprawl out and take a nap, but at least she's not sitting directly on my lap. So, which she does sometimes.
Which she does sometimes. Yeah, my dogs did too.
Well, they have gotten a huge amount of chairs donated, and they went on the Today Show yesterday to show all of the adorable pictures of the dogs and
Yeah.
cats
Super nice.
sitting on all the chairs.
Now
That's
this
cool.
is a nice story. A nice
Right,
cute
yeah.
story. Nobody's sick. Nobody's dying.
Go with
These
that
are
one,
pets
Sarah.
that nobody wanted and discarded. Now they have to sit in a cage.
Oh,
with a
but it's nice
chair
that
in
they
it.
get to sit on a
Chairs,
nice, comfy
yeah.
couch before they're put down.
Well, it's just a reminder for people who are thinking about adopting a pet that they
You
should.
said that so cash. I didn't even see it happen, and then I would wait.
Humane
No,
Society.
adopt the animals, please.
Adopt the animals. Yeah.
Yep. St. Patrick's Day is right around the corner. In
Yes,
fact,
it
it is Saturday. And starting on Friday, Krispy Kreme will be celebrating for 2 days with the return of the green original glazed donut. It's glazed in green sugar.
But
glaze.
the green is flavorless, right? It's still
Yeah.
okay.
I think a lime donut doesn't sound yummy.
No.
No.
But I'll suffer through if that's all the donuts you got.
It's time for today's Things Are Not Right in Florida Story of the Day.
Yay!
As I
Changing that.
That was
Changing
like
that.
a sheep saying yay.
Okay. I thought dolphin, but whatever
Oh,
you got,
okay.
yeah.
Dolphin.
As I mentioned earlier, it's spring break, and police in Florida celebrated the arrival of spring break by sharing a photo of 2 police officers with a reveler in a hairy situation. They decided to kind of embrace the fun side of spring break. The Clearwater Police Department posted a photo of these 2 cops with a spring breaker who shaved his chest hair in the shape of a bikini top.
Oh, that's adorable.
And oh my goodness, that is one heck of a bikini top. He was a hairy fella. So they said, beware the fuzz.
Yeah. Oh, very funny. I like it when the spring breaker cops are fun.
Oh, Florida.
Oh, Florida.
Florida.
News news is brought to you by Car Toys. We're going to take a very quick break. When we come back with music news, what Bono from U2 is saying about the wild accusations about him and his charity.
Uh-oh.
Some cool Beatles history could be yours, and brackets. Those NCAA brackets could yield you some big bucks and a big signing for your Seattle Seahawks next in sports.
This traffic report is brought to you by Aer Lingus. It's going to be a slow drive on I-5 northbound this morning. You're going to hit some heavy delays as you make your way past Highway 516 in Des Moines. And then again, you're going to hit some rough traffic as you make your way past Interurban Avenue in Tukwila. About a 20-minute delay to get through that spot. It's never too late to plan that perfect spring getaway. Aer Lingus, Ireland's airline, invites you to discover Europe this spring. Fly from SeaTac to Dublin and connect to 25 European destinations, including Rome, Paris, and Amsterdam. Smart flies Aer Lingus. That's www.aerlingus.com. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
When you make a big purchase, what do you typically do? You shop around. You want to make sure that you are getting the best price. You want to make sure that you are getting the most for your money. That is even true of getting engaged. At Shane Company, they offer the best diamonds around, but they want you to shop around first. Go see what other jewelers are going to offer you in quality, service, and value. Then go to Shane Company in Linwood. You are going to see the difference immediately. From the second you walk in the store, you're going to notice the difference. The lights are bright. You're going to be greeted with a smile. The people who work there don't work on commission. They are there to help you. They are going to help you save money and get a better ring for your money. Plus, you're going to find when you shop around that a lot of the other jewelers don't offer a warranty. At Shane Company, it just comes with your purchase. Whether it's that engagement ring, whether it's fashion jewelry or fine jewelry, you are going to get the free lifetime warranty at Shane Company. Your money is going to go further. You can also shop online at shaneco.com. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business, Shane Company.
This weather report is brought to you by Target Zero. It's going to be another rainy Tuesday, and showers will continue into the afternoon and evening. Highs in the low 60s, and it's currently 58 under mostly cloudy skies in Seattle. Drunk you doesn't make good decisions, so make a plan before you party and make sure to get home safe and sound. Let's reach our Target Zero goal together. 0 traffic deaths in your family, 0 traffic deaths in our state. That was your weather. I'm Tori on 102.5 KZOK.
Starting with music news, Bono from U2 has apologized following numerous accusations against One, the organization that he co-founded to fight extreme poverty and preventable disease. A host of allegations, including the organization's toxic work environment, abuse, and harassment, even tax evasion. In his apology, Bono notes that he and his board, which includes former UK Prime Minister David Cameron and Facebook COO Sheryl Sandberg, are reeling from these revelations. These are pretty crazy revelations. Some say that one staffer says she was demoted and her salary slashed because she refused her boss's directive to have sex with a foreign politician. They said 20 people quit in a very short period, said they were treated like dogs, inappropriate, unprofessional tasks, massaging of feet, mixing drinks, and other.
Is this over in Africa?
This is at the office, I believe, in Africa.
Because I will tell you, we have our problems with sexual harassment and the like in a male-dominated workplace. But the way things go in some countries in Africa, I mean, people show that they don't have what the CEO thinks they should do, sometimes are put to death. It's a different it's crazy over there in some areas.
This is Johannesburg. And Bono says, "We are all deeply sorry. I hate bullying. I can't stand it. The poorest people in the poorest places are being bullied. One was set up to change that." So he is apologizing.
Is he apologizing as in these things happened and I'm sorry that they happened?
Is he apologizing as, hey, I totally was involved?
Yeah.
Did I downloaded this on your iPod or whatever?
Well, I still blame him for that. Although the foot massage thing in the workplace sounds pretty great.
Yeah, but you can't make somebody rub your feet.
You can't do
the
that?
rules, no.
Or walk over to someone and take their shoes off and start massaging their feet and legs.
Can't do that either?
No, you can't do that, Paul.
I think you can do that.
Can't do that, Danny.
That's bad. Let's not do that then.
Yeah.
And it's never, by the way, it never occurred to me at any point at any meeting to go, I'm going to rub that person's feet, guy or girl. I don't like those Florsheim's that guy's wearing. I'm going to rub his feet till he feels better.
Haven't you seen that, though, where there'll be a bunch of people in the workplace, maybe you're in a conference room, and somebody comes in and starts massaging someone else's shoulders?
Yes,
I have seen that. Oh, yeah, it's so uncomfortable.
Yeah, like, what are you doing? Don't touch them.
On the set of the party show, that was like standard fare. Like whoever was giving you the little shoulder massage was doing you a favor, and everybody was kind of grateful for it. Mel Burns, that was the hair guy's name.
Yeah.
There he is again. He's gonna give me a quick 1 minute massage. It was awesome, and everybody loved Mel.
I've only ever seen it be creepy.
Yeah.
Times have changed there, Mel. Won't rub nothing.
Hey, I want to remind you guys that at 7:20, you have a chance to win a pair of tickets to see Alice Cooper August 19th at Angel of the Winds Arena in Everett, playing the new game Sweeping the Nation, Who's the Cooper?
Who's the Cooper?
I have a little cold if you guys hadn't noticed. Apologies. There is a bunch of Beatles memorabilia going up for sale. These are select photographs from a guy's collection. His last name is Mitchell, and he took pictures with their permission of the band at the Washington Coliseum, February 11th, 1964, just 2 days after their legendary appearance on the Ed Sullivan
2 days,
show.
did you say?
Yep, 2 days after. And most of these images are rare and largely unseen, even by diehard Beatles fans like Amy Bonaducci.
Right.
Some of these are now going up for auction
And where were these taken?
at the Washington Coliseum,
Where is that?
Washington, D.C.
Aha.
They said that he's got some more that were taken at the Baltimore Civic Center, and some of them are really extraordinary because of the lighting. He was too broke to afford a flash, so he had to position them in natural lighting, and they are supposed to be beautiful.
Oh, that's neat.
So
He had to position them like he said, "Hey Beatles, why don't you go over this way so I can get a better shot?"
sometimes they really liked specific people
Yeah.
and would accommodate. This is a young kid who can't afford a flash. I think if he said, "Can you just move to the right a little bit?"
That's really cool, but why? It's weird that we wouldn't see the pictures until now. Like, who can keep something like that to themselves for so long?
Well, I think if Amy had some like special supersonic pictures of John Lennon, she might keep them private in a lingerie drawer.
I don't know, but I will tell you what is happening. People are aging.
Yeah.
Now it's what am I taking with me? What am I leaving to the kids? And what am I leaving to posterity?
Yeah.
People are getting older. I was talking to, I wasn't talking to him. I was on a tour of John Lennon and Paul McCartney's house in Liverpool one
You were
time.
probably talking to them.
And I was probably talking to them, right? And, they're 70 minimum.
Yeah.
And they had they grew up around there. I don't know if he had how much interaction he had with the actual Beatles, but I know he met John and Paul at one point, and these guys are getting up there. So you got to get rid of some of your stuff.
Yeah.
Stone Temple Pilots have been working with their new lead singer. They've been working together since November, and they have now started to go out on tour. There is not a Seattle date, but those tour dates have started. And they took the stage in Phoenix, Arizona, and got word about another person who wanted to be the lead singer of STP and decided to give him a shot. This is a young kid named Vedder, named after Tori's boyfriend, Eddie Vedder.
Wow.
They said he has been singing since before he could talk. When he was
That's weird of him. I always think that's weird when you're doing a bunch of stuff before you can talk. Like, why are you a late bloomer on the talking thing?
He survived necrotizing enterocolitis.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds bad.
I'm pretty sure it's one of the villains on Star Trek the movie. Yes. You go to the necrotizer.
They didn't think that he was going to survive with this terrible, terrible disease. His parents says he writes and sings 2 to 3 hours a day. He's got a photographic memory and has 600 plus songs committed to memory. He is a huge rock fan. He has performed with Jared Leto from 30 Seconds to Mars, Kenny Chesney, and Brad Paisley. Vedder
Couple
is
of my favorites.
Yeah. Vedder is 9 years old.
Well, that's super weird of him.
And he took to the stage with Stone Temple Pilots. I'm not going to say he's the best singer in the world, but here is a clip of him on stage with Stone Temple Pilots.
It would have been a bonus to this story if the kid didn't suck.
I mean, he seems to at least know the song.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, in my 9, I don't know. 9 is not that young, actually. I'm not that impressed with this whole story, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I'm impressed. No, I don't. I want to say that I'm impressed with the band for letting him do it.
Here's
No,
what you should be
I'm all right with
impressed
that.
about. How does he know the words to this song? Because I've heard this song probably 600 times, and I could not. I don't know.
I can't even identify this song, to be honest with you. I don't even know what it is.
Dead and Bloated.
It's Dead and Bloated, and I know I am.
What an awesome name for a song. Dead and Bloated?
Yeah, for a 9-year-old to sing too.
I don't know most of the words. It's one of those bands where a lot of it you sing your own version.
I am smelling like a rose that somebody gave me
'cause I'm
on my
dead and bloated.
death. Yeah, because I'm dead bloated. On my deathbed birthday.
Baby.
On my deathbed birthday.
On my deathbed birthday. All right.
Something like that.
And you can see him up at KZOK.com. He's actually wearing a really cute outfit. He has shiny pants on. I like
That
this
should
kid.
help how terrible he
Yeah,
sounds.
he's cute.
You know what we should do is put up a picture of a really super talented 9-year-old. Where can we find pictures of that? Oh, yeah, my archive.
You are
Little pictures
such
of me.
an egotistic
bastard.
jerk.
I don't, off key. At least I had the decency to actually not sing at all.
Right?
Beyonce and Jay-Z are on the run again. The power couple officially announced their tour dates for their On the Run 2 stadium tour yesterday. It'll kick off June 6th in Cardiff, Wales, 15 cities across the UK and Europe, 21 cities in North America. And right now we see Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California on September 29th. And then BC Place in Vancouver on October 2nd.
That's close as they're getting to us.
That's as close as they're getting, but there is a bit of a window, so there's hope that
there will
they'll...
be a Seattle show.
But do we care?
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, you care. I thought maybe you care. I bet my wife cares in some way. Do you care?
I don't care, but I'm kind of mad. Like, don't they already have all the money in the world? And then they're going to go on tour together so that they don't have to share any of that money with anyone.
Couple of ways to look at this, because I agree with you. But then the other is, why are they touring? They have all the money in the world. Oh, I know, because they love it so much and they want to give back to the fans.
They're touring for me.
For you, exactly. Because when they think white bald guys, then you got to go tour with them.
That's very glass half full of you, Dan.
Yeah, look at me go.
I know a lot of people who saw Beyonce at, was it Safeco or CenturyLink? I forget. They said it was ridiculously good, like life-changing. But that's how good the performance was.
You know what? My life's going along just fine right now. Don't come to town and change my life. I've had my life changed. Wasn't that great? Thanks, Beyonce.
You guys remember when Anthony Bourdain filmed a Parts Unknown in Vietnam? He sat down with Barack Obama.
Sure. I watched it more than once.
It was an amazing episode.
It was.
And he said...
He said, one of the things he said to, Bourdain said to Obama was, you know, like, where do you like to go and you just want to sneak out for a beer? And Obama looked at him like he was crazy and went, I don't sneak out. The president doesn't sneak out.
When Anthony Bourdain reflected, he said it was pretty amazing because I spoke to him as another father of a young girl, as a Southeast Asian enthusiast, as a guy who's happy to sit on a plastic stool eating noodles, chopsticks, drinking a cold beer. I think the president enjoyed the experience too. Well, there is a photo now circulating of the table of that restaurant. They have encased it in glass to immortalize it, to preserve that moment in history.
Now, can you serve food and beers on the case?
No, it's like almost like a phone booth.
Oh.
So do you know what I'm saying? Like it's glassed in.
Yeah,
now,
but
like
I
a
also know what
display.
Danny's saying, and I want to eat at that table.
I still want to eat it. Yeah, and by the way, did they move it or is it still in the middle of the restaurant?
It's still right there.
Okay, it's a 12-seat restaurant.
Yep.
You're giving up 10% of your real estate
Yes.
with a phone booth for some reason.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm against. By the way, I'd like to point out that not only am I against this, but I'm kind of against everything. I'm against things. If you give me a thing, I'm against it. But yeah, don't do that. It was a bitch, and I want to sit there.
Yeah.
I've paid money to sit in some kind of cool things.
Put that like plastic sheeting over it that grandma always had over the couch in the living room that you're not allowed to sit
do
in.
that.
Yeah.
Because I paid a little extra a dollar to sit, have a drink, and be photographed in John Lennon and Paul McCartney's favorite booth at the Cavern Club.
Oh, cool.
Imagine what I'd do for a president I cared about.
Right, yeah. He's right with the growl this time.
No, I'm right.
I'm with you guys. And I don't agree with you very often.
No, I have a problem with the leukemia kid. I have a problem with this. I'm mad at Bono.
Frank Herbert wrote the book Dune. It was made into a very popular movie in 1984.
Was that popular? Because I remember everybody hated it.
It's really bad. It's a cult classic.
It's terrible. Yeah, it's a cult classic for sure. But yeah, it's awful.
Kyle MacLachlan was one of the people in it. Sting was in it. And then they did a reboot.
What, everybody have crazy blue eyes or crazy blue lips?
Something was wrong. Purple. I don't remember.
No, it's blue for sure.
Super weird.
Yeah, they got it for something they ate, I think.
Well, Denis Villeneuve.
Oh, one of my favorites.
He is the filmmaker behind Sicario, Arrival, and Blade Runner 2049. Sicario was awesome.
So Picario was okay.
It was good.
It was worth the money that you paid for it. It didn't change my life.
I loved it.
Arrival was not as good as Sicario, in my opinion.
Totally different movies. One's sci-fi and one is a cartel drug movie.
Well,
Apples
they could
and
still
oranges.
either be, if you're drinking a glass. Oh, you've got an apple and an orange. and
Yeah.
one tastes good and one doesn't, then you can say that one doesn't.
But those are totally different fruits, Danny.
Yes, they are.
He is the one who is going to be doing a reboot of Dune.
No. Well,
But if-
we're in line.
Yeah.
If he can
Starring sick kids.
make Blade Runner look so good, whether you liked the movie or not, it looked awesome. The
Well,
visual
I didn't,
effects.
though. You took a movie that I loved and made it crap.
Well, it was about 2 hours too long.
Right.
But I enjoyed Blade Runner 2049. I don't know if he's going to make Dune good because that first one was not good.
No, I'm guessing he doesn't make Dune good. I'm guessing he tries to make it a different kind of bad.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at sports.
Sports!
Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Some Seahawks news. The Seattle Seahawks have agreed to a 3-year deal with safety Bradley McDougald, one of the team's 16 unrestricted free agents. So this is great news because we have been getting rid of a lot of players.
A lot of talented players.
Yeah.
And he saw a lot of playing time last year with injuries to Cam Chancellor especially. Yeah.
Exactly.
I wonder what he's going to be doing for St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, McDougal?
McDougal's got to be doing something.
Yeah.
The Seahawks also released Deshaun Shedd yesterday, making him an unrestricted free agent. However, they say they really like him, and there is a chance of bringing him back.
All right.
I find a bit odd. And word has it, Ndamukong Suh is here in Seattle. Now, he is a player who is very polarizing. He's the one who stepped on the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers'
Right.
hand for no reason.
Stepped on some ankles. He's a dirty player, but if he could be our
Yeah,
dirty
if he's
player,
our dirty player.
he's also really good.
Yeah, he's a defensive tackle, which we need since Michael Bennett is gone. He's from Portland.
Some of the dirty players can go on to immortality. I had no idea because I don't really know that much about football. But Dick Butkus, what I know about him, funny name. That was my whole thing.
Yeah.
And then they're doing a in the life of, and they're talking about how mean and dirty he used to be, and they just show shot after shot after shot of him spitting on the hands of a center
Ew.
or whatever it was to get to unnerve him. I'm like, that guy.
Well, we'll keep an eye on Ndamukong Suh and let you know if anything
Yeah.
transpires today. On to baseball. The Mariners lost to the White Sox yesterday, 4-2. Up next.
Turned around.
Eventually, they'll turn it
Right.
around.
Yeah, turn around.
Actually, their record that Derek said yesterday of like six
Six
wins,
wins, yeah.
10 losses is better than I thought.
Yeah.
I wasn't hearing about them.
6-11.
Oh, yeah.
The Mariners will play the Rockies today, 1:10. We've got an update on Robinson Cano. They say he has a mild hamstring strain and will be out just 2 to 3 days. There's your good news. And on to the bad news.
Okay.
Marco Gonzalez was hit on his right hand by a laser shot off the bat of Lurie Garcia in the second inning of that loss yesterday.
Pow.
He immediately left the game, headed to the clubhouse. They said it is a right hand contusion. They don't think it's too serious, but we'll keep an eye on that.
So nothing broken, just bruised.
Yep.
Those line drives come really fast. When we were at Safeco Field the other night for Whiskey Rocks, did you guys notice the new netting?
Oh, yeah. But they
yeah.
extended it.
Yeah. There's just all this wire coming around everywhere, so some of those things fly really fast.
I do.
Have you registered yet for Seattle's St. Patrick's Day Dash? This is the 5K party through downtown Seattle, ending at the Beer Garden, of course. You can get all the details at stpatsdash.com. And keep listening because later in the show, we are going to have a chance for you to win a pair of registrations for that. Are you going to do it again this year?
I hope to. I had a really good time with it last year.
Yeah.
Nice. Warren Buffett's NCAA tournament contest is back and bigger than ever. He has announced that Berkshire Hathaway employees can take home $1 million per year for life if they can accurately pick every game up to the Sweet 16. Now, he also said if Creighton wins, that he will double it because that is his school.
All right.
But unfortunately, we don't work for Berkshire Hathaway.
No, we do not. Although my I got my brackets in. I'm pretty sure I'm going all the way.
Well,
Yeah,
because of the prize for you this year? Did you see what the prize is for our brackets?
I didn't even know we had a prize for our brackets.
You must not have seen the name. Paul, Jellybean, Derek, Tori, your wife, Danny, you, me. The winner of this year's bracket gets a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Is that right? I bet it's going to be my kid.
If that's one way to get one, I'll take it.
And that's a look at your sports, brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys at 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
Let's take a second to talk about 1-800-DUI-AWAY. If you live in the state of Washington, or you just get one in the state of Washington, you're going to lose your license almost for sure, and you could go to jail, and maybe rightly so. People frown on your DUIs. What you need, my friends, is a good lawyer. Call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. They will fight for you. They'll meet you free of charge in Seattle, Everett, or Tacoma. So if the unfortunate happens to you and you do get a DUI, don't delay, my friends. Call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. That's 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
This traffic report is brought to you by Fred Meyer. Traffic on I-5 northbound is just a mess right now. You're going to see some stop and goes traffic starting around 272nd Street and Federal Way, and that's going to last you all the way up through to the Dearborn Street exit in Seattle. Currently about a 50-minute delay. Also 405 northbound as you approach Highway 167 near Renton. We had an earlier accident that has been cleared, but just some minor delays through that area. Right now at Fred Meyer, delicious organic blueberries are on sale. They're perfect for a quick, sweet snack mixed into a smoothie or yogurt, and of course, everyone loves blueberry muffins. Pick up 18-ounce cartons of organic blueberries for just $3.99. Fred Meyer, what's on your list today? I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
We all know the wisdom in buying a house, and we've all heard about how crazy it is right now. This housing market is red hot, but I've got some news on how to get an advantage. Talk to my friends at American Financing. They're the ones that can help you get the home you want. Whether this is your first, your second, or fifth home that you're going to buy, these guys, they're the salary-based mortgage experts. They're going to help you with the loan that is right for you. I mean, in this red hot market, you really need to have all your paperwork ready. You need to know how much house you can afford. It is a hot market, but there's never been a better time to invest in your future. And American Financing will be there for you. They're a family-owned company, and they know how important being a homeowner can be for your future. Work with these guys. You're going to have a really good experience. They're known for saving many customers $500 to $1,000 a month. Plus, American Financing are known for their custom loan programs. Reach out to them. American Financing, 206-204-3200 or americanfinancing.net, NMLS 182334.
It is 2 minutes after 7, and please stay with us because do you recognize these words? No more Mr. Nice Guy. I'm assuming you do.
I do, yeah.
The dulcet tones of Alice Cooper. If you would like to see Alice Cooper at Angel of the Winds Arena in Everett, be here at 7:20 to play Who's the Cooper?
Who's the Cooper?
According to a recent
I was going to do Flew the Cooper, but I was vetoed.
Oh, that's a good one.
According to a recent study, Americans are spending about $30 billion on drunk purchases, and men are spending almost double of what women are when it comes to these drunk purchases.
Right after I discovered QVC, but before I quit drinking, I would say 80% of my purchases at all were drunk purchases. Food, clothes, electronics, I didn't care.
Well, it's funny that you couldn't even have, like, your wife couldn't even take the credit card away from you because they know you.
No, I didn't know this. It freaked me out because I tried to get a hold of them online one time and I just couldn't do it. And the information that they wanted was just too daunting. And so finally I got the phone number and I called them up and they said, "Hello, Mr. Bonaducci, would you like to keep this on the American Express?" And I said, yes. Whatever it is, keep it on the American Express.
What would you say was one of your crazier drunken purchases?
Well, I thought it was kind of weird to buy fish. I bought a lot of fish.
Really?
Yeah, I bought a
mail
bunch
order as well, like QVC
I bought
fish.
QVC fish. They went with really good fish. What is that? Chilean sea bass?
Yeah.
It's not Chilean sea bass because that's on a no-no list right now. So I think it was Australian sea bass, and it was delicious. I think I still have some because I bought a lot. I bought what they said was a school.
I remember when we were in Philadelphia and you were a drinking man back then, and you drunkenly purchased not one but 2 Pilates machines.
Yeah, still got one of them. I don't know what happened to the other one because they're big machines.
I think you might have Craiglisted, but you were drunk. So
Yeah, that's true. But you know what? I never even used that thing. I felt it was on the, because you'd think I'd be ashamed of more things, and I'm not really. That's the way I lived, and so what? But it was like $400, and it's just sitting in my garage
Yeah.
right now, taunting me.
But I
And
remember.
did you have to go pick that up somewhere?
No, I showed up right at the house.
QVC.
Wow.
I remember going to your house though, and I was like, I can totally figure out how to use this Pilates machine. I could not.
Yeah, no,
I
there's
have
a
no
lot of
idea
stuff
how
going
that
on.
worked. Well, you guys listening, have
Was
you
I
made?
still drinking when you came over? Because I don't remember you being in my house.
I was at your house a ton of times when we were in Philadelphia.
Huh.
I practically lived there.
It's weird that happened.
How about you guys listening? Have you made a drunken purchase? What did you buy? I think a lot of you have. You can call us right now, 800-252-1025, or text 90627.
as things would have it, approximately $30 billion in purchases are being done while drunk. So have you ever made a drunken purchase? I know I have. And what did you buy? Here's our phone number, 1-800-252-1025.
You can also text 90627. Let's talk to Darcy in Seattle.
Hey, Darcy.
Well, good morning.
What's up?
Well, I remember drunk dialing, and one of the drunk dialing and buying I made was to QVC for the Sweating to the Oldies by Richard Simmons.
Wow, you did the sweating to the oldies kind of thing, huh? My goodness. You know what? I don't know that I ever met anybody that bought those. I had them, but Richard himself gave them to me. He came to my radio station to promote his Dancing with the Oldies or Sweating with the Oldies. That's what it was. But you really bought it. Did it help you in any way?
I don't think I ever got it out of the box.
Wow.
Right there.
Well, then you buy like I buy. Thanks, Darcy.
I've bought several DVDs from those infomercials. One of them was Pilates without the machine.
Right.
Another one was this guy called Lilo, and it was some sort of like fitness regime. And I actually wound up using them, but I got sucked in watching infomercials after being out at a bar all day.
I bought, now that I think about it, I bought Tybo.
Did you?
I bought a bunch of those things. I bought The Firm, those aerobics with weights.
Okay.
It was so hard, by the way. I was in shape when I tried those, although drunk still.
I mean, that's why they run all those infomercials late at night and all night long, is they know you're in an altered state and you're more susceptible to making stupid purchases.
Have you made a drunken purchase? What was it? Let us know by calling 800-252-1025. Good morning to Trucker Rob.
Hey, Trucker Rob.
Hey, good morning, sunshine.
Good
How are
morning,
you,
sweetheart. What do you got for us?
Well, I got drunk. One of the main times I've got drunk, I'm close to your age, Danny. I was sitting there watching, and they were advertising on QVC a six-pack of the wool battery-operated wool electric socks. And if you bought the six-pack, you get the matching wool battery-operated hat.
Are you saying wool?
Yeah,
as
wool.
In the okay, all right.
Like sheep to keep you on, like battery operated.
That seems
wool
like a great
socks.
deal, though. You buy a 6-pack of wool socks and you get the free wool hat.
Yeah, I'll buy. And by the way, when I was doing Bigfoot, it started to snow, a surprisingly big snow, and I was up in Carnation with me and Barry Williams. The whole thing's an embarrassment, kids. But I wasn't ready for it. And even though I was in cool boots, my toes started to freeze off. I'd have paid $100 for electric socks.
Oh, yeah. A texter into 90627 says the only regret they have was purchasing Bon Jovi's greatest hits while drunk.
Wow.
Wow, hater.
I don't know if that's a bad move.
How about Danielle calling from Everett? Have you made a drunken purchase?
I didn't make a drunken purchase. It was my father. We were on Alvera Street in California.
Yeah.
This little Mexican street. And there's a lady selling little water turtles. He bought one for my sister. We're not allowed to have any pets. The next morning he woke up and realized he had bought this turtle for my little sister. She was 8. And he looked it up online and they're illegal. So he made her flush it down the toilet while she cried.
Oh.
Wow, that took such a weird turn.
Yes. Is your sister traumatized to this day?
She is. She's 18 and we were just talking about it.
Oh.
Flush the turtles down. I mean, they'll live, right?
I
Now
hope
it's an
so.
albino alligator.
They'll be they'll be 40 pounds and they'll be blind, but they'll live.
Yeah, Danielle, tell your sister that it's thriving. That turtle's doing
Right.
just
It's got a
fine.
better life and a better place now.
All the poop it can eat.
Kelly in Seattle, have you made a drunken purchase?
I have.
Yeah.
It was a neon pink wig made out of nylon down in New Orleans.
Is that what is considered cosplay?
I don't think it was intended to be.
You weren't dressing up as a character?
Because my daughter is into cosplay, her and her husband-to-be, and they go out in these places in wild outfits. So one day, just to show I was playing along, I didn't even buy it, I don't think. I put it on. Maybe I bought it. It was cheap. It's a cheap costume. And I took a selfie in it and sent it to her, and I said, I'm with you in spirit or some such thing.
That's cute.
That's what I consider good, clean fun, dressing up in those weirdo outfits.
There is definitely something about New Orleans. Several times I have purchased questionable clothing. Some of them might have been latex.
Oh, really? Please tell us more.
Let's just say it makes Tori look like a choir girl or a nun.
What kind of nun did you make, Tori? Because I get it, you're dressed up in Velcro and have a ball gag in your mouth, whatever you did.
Yeah.
Well, no, that Tori ever looked like a nun ever.
Tori, have you made a drunken purchase?
Okay, so for a while there, I was going down a club kids phase, you know, the New York scene in the 90s. Do we know that?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah.
But you weren't in New York for this.
No, I wasn't. So I was watching all these documentaries and I was really drunk one night. So I looked up this website. I guess Michael Alec, who's like the leader of all the club kids, he does painting. So I bought a picture of a ketamine bottle painting.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that's just sick.
And I forgot I had bought it, and then I had it shipped to my mom's house.
Oh, man. So just for those of you that don't know what she purchased, if I'm not mistaken, Michael murdered a young man named Angel, cut his body into pieces, put him in suitcases, and threw him into the river in New York City, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, you know a lot.
Well, I actually did a TV show with him.
Did you really?
So, like, looking back on it, I'd have said no if they'd have told me they were doing a thing on wild people, wild young people.
smokes.
Yeah.
They ended up on Jerry Springer or something with that guy.
Wow.
And nobody knew he killed people yet.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Were you
weren't
just sitting
aware
there
of
the
it.
whole time going, I'm not that wild?
Well, no, I thought this guy's a punk, actually. Nobody
Yeah,
just knew about him. He was just on a lot of drugs and wear crazy costumes. We didn't know he chopped up people until later.
Yeah, a lot of those stories didn't end well. I'm surprised Tori wanted to go down that road. Have you ever seen the movie Kids?
No, I haven't.
Oh, that's a must watch. That's where like Rosario Dawson got her start.
Ooh.
Chloe Sevigny.
Yeah.
It's a terrible story of the 90s in New York.
I'll bet money she's seen this one. You ever seen Monster?
Party Monster.
Party Monster.
Yep, that's where I started all this.
How about Dave in Federal Way? Have you made a drunken purchase?
Hey, Dave.
Off a day from Guam,
Hey.
guys. Good morning.
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, my brother and I were walking Pike's Place Market, and we were drunk. And you know they have street performers down there.
Yeah.
There was a guy named Brian Masters. He was showing card magic. He's a magician. When he got done doing his little skit thing, he was selling DVDs. So I bought one while I was drunk, and here I am 7 years later doing my own little gigs too and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool.
And did you watch the DVD?
Yeah, I watched the DVD. I mastered all of his stuff on there. Then I started adding stuff to it that I've seen and everything like that.
Well, that's super cool because I also have purchased DVDs about how to do magic. I went for bigger, so you don't have to have the dexterity that Hoppa Dave has. And I didn't even open them, man. I went, oh, that seems like a hassle.
This was our first drunken purchase with a happy ending. Oh, that
No,
doesn't
there's
sound
been
right.
more. I've
That was
had
100
several of
times.
those, yeah.
Why even do it?
Paul, have you made a drunken purchase?
Yeah, I ordered a pizza once, which is not like an unusual drunken purchase, but I managed to order the pizza, accept delivery of the pizza, and go to sleep without realizing that I had ever ordered a pizza. So I woke up the next morning to a pizza sitting on my nightstand, and it was fantastic.
I'll bet it was great.
Oh, it was just like,
great.
there's a receipt there. I had signed my signature and
Yeah.
everything.
Oh, scary. Derek, I know the answer is yes. Tell us about your drunken purchase.
I don't often feel shame for anything I've done, but this is like the one time in my life I can say I'm extremely ashamed.
All right.
I bought a Snuggie.
You bought a Snuggie?
Yeah.
What'd you do with the Snuggie?
I never wore it. Well, okay, I tried it on once, and then I was even more ashamed, and then I just
Right.
threw it in the garbage.
You didn't have to get the Snuggie for two, did you?
No.
Oh, the Snuggie for two was awesome. You don't know anything.
Oh, it's time to play name. Who is that Cooper?
Who's that, Cooper?
I forgot what the name of the game was. Who's that Cooper? Will give you a chance to win tickets to see Alice Cooper August 19th at Angel of the Winds Arena in Everett. If you want to win, call right now, 800-252-1025. The car is on 102.5 KZOK. Welcome. We are playing Who's the Cooper for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see Alice Cooper August 19th at Angel of the Winds Arena in Everett. To win, you will have to name the famous Cooper from Danny's Clue. Our contestant is Robin Puyallup.
Hey, Rob.
Rob?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going very well. Let me get right to this. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Yes, I do.
And do you understand the rules of the game?
I do, certainly.
All I got to do is name Who's the Cooper. You got this. Here we go, buddy. Who's the Cooper who has received 5 Emmys and a Peabody Award? He's the host of his own show as well as a correspondent for 2020, 60, 60, 60 Minutes or one of those numbered shows. But it's not all rosy. He did have to publicly break up with his bestie after she was photographed holding what appeared to be the severed head of the President of the United States. Can you tell us who's the Cooper?
I would, I believe, Anderson Cooper?
I think it was Anderson
That is
Cooper.
correct, Rob. Nice job. You're going to the Jeep Winners window in our lobby to pick up your tickets to see Alice Cooper August 19th at Angel of the Winds Arena in Everett. The rest of you can join us again tomorrow at 7:20 for another exciting round of Who's the Cooper. But don't go anywhere because the big news of the day is next.
This traffic report is brought to you by the Museum of Flight. We are seeing some delays on I-5 northbound as you approach I-405 near Tukwila. The carpool lane is currently blocked, causing about a 20-minute delay. And you're also going to see some long delays on 405 northbound in Renton as you make your way between Highway 167 and 44th Street. Plan your trip to Mars with a stop at the Museum of Flight, where it's Mars Madness all month. See the only Mars lander on Earth, and this weekend take a sneak peek at NASA's Mars 2020 mission. Details at museumofflight.org. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
This weather report is brought to you by Aer Lingus. Hopefully you soaked up the sun yesterday because we're getting a cold front this afternoon. Plenty of rain and highs in the low 60s. It's currently 57 in downtown Seattle. It's never too late to plan that perfect spring getaway. Aer Lingus, Ireland's airline, invites you to discover Europe this spring. Fly from SeaTac to Dublin and connect to 25 European destinations, including Rome, Paris, and Amsterdam. Smart flies Aer Lingus. That's www.aerlingus.com. That was your weather. I'm Tori on 102.5 KZOK.
Hey, coming right up and stick around. Coming up is the big news of the day.
Some of the stories we'll be talking about, well, you know what they say about hitmen.
Yeah, they don't exist.
Well, one woman is learning that the hard way.
Really?
The happiest city in America will surprise you.
Right.
And wait till you hear where Seattle comes in on the list. And an awesome way for you to get your hands on pancakes all next.
And there would be no Danny Bonaducci big news of the day if it weren't for Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE or check them out online at goldbergjones.com.
Third time was not a charm, thankfully, for a Utah woman accused of trying to hire hitmen on multiple occasions to take out various people.
Does she think that they're just popping up all over, hitmen? They're like a blue light special? They're 20% off on that aisle?
Everybody in Utah is a hitman?
No, everybody in Utah's a Mormon.
Right.
And somehow related to the Osmonds.
Linda Gilman, age 70, was convicted on felony criminal solicitation charges for trying to have her ex-husband and his new wife murdered. But from there, they say it gets complicated. This woman was first arrested, Linda Gilman, December of 2016, accused of giving her condo's handyman $5,000 with the promise of $100,000 more if he would find someone to off her ex and his new wife.
First of all, you got to shop out of your own condo HOA organization.
Yeah.
They're going to put those two things together.
Yeah.
Well, he went to the cops instead.
Right.
But while in jail, Linda Gilman said, well, I'm still eligible to collect this insurance, so I need to find another hitman.
Right.
She approached an inmate and asked, can you have my ex-husband killed and his new wife? Well, she stayed behind bars. That person was behind bars and did not kill anyone for her. And now we find out a third set of charges.
This lady is so mad.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, she doesn't, it's not the money. She's mad at the husband,
She hates this guy,
ex-husband
yeah.
and the girl.
No, she's sitting in jail. She should have gone, they're still alive. Nobody got killed. Let me just say sorry and move along with my life. But no.
Yeah.
No. On the same day she was found guilty in the case involving her ex, she approached yet another inmate and tried once again to have him killed. Now, they didn't do it, but she is facing, 5 years to life in prison.
Well, she's 70. 5 years could be life.
True.
And that's the thing. How mad are you? Why don't you just give it a couple of years? Your ex-husband's 73 or some such thing.
yeah.
Let that guy just die. And his new wife's going to wear him down for sure. Why is your ex-wife always trying to kill us? You don't see my ex-husband trying to kill you, do you? Let's go to the movies.
Putting that one in your box.
Thank you. Old hit lady.
Wallet Hub has taken a look at the happiest cities in America.
All right.
If you want to live a happy life, they say you got to head to California or the Dakotas.
Yeah, well, we learned the Dakotas just the other day. We're super happy.
Yep, they have a lot of different well-being scales that they win, which California loses on by
And they're
leaps
doing
bounds.
all this advertisement. Come to North Dakota and have a fracking good time. That's one of their things.
I thought that was on a downturn, though. That the jobs are drying up.
I don't know that it has to do with jobs to come and be happy in North Dakota. Because we learned the other day. See, I would have always thought the Californians, man, as much as I hate Los Angeles, the wet 72 all the time.
Yeah, you really can't beat that.
The reason California didn't make it onto the last study, because that was about physical well-being, and because of the smog and because of the lack of community, none of California wound up making the cut.
Right.
This is about people being happy, good job, physical well-being, income, community. Fremont, California at number 1.
Fremont blows.
I have no idea what Fremont is.
Well, you go to Mont, and I don't know. Yeah, that's how to describe it. But it's middle California, I believe. There's a bunch of gold activity there at one point.
Bismarck, North Dakota at number 2. San Jose, California. Pearl City, Hawaii.
Man, I don't know.
Plano, Texas.
Wait, is that where Pearl Harbor is in Pearl City, Hawaii?
I have never heard of Pearl
I
City.
don't want to go anywhere where they're coming out of the sun to bomb me.
Fargo, North Dakota. Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Irvine, California. Huntington
Irvine.
Beach. Seattle ranks at number 34 happiest cities. Tacoma, way behind, 108.
Oh, Tacoma's not that happy.
Seattle's much happier than Tacoma.
Well, who wouldn't be happier in Tacoma?
Restaurant chain IHOP announced the debut of a breakfast-themed clothing line.
Wow. Is it modeled after pancakes?
Yep. Pancake wear. They're going to have onesies, lounge pants, and socks in adult and children sizes.
Oh, a pancake Snuggie. Derek could buy one.
You need lounge pants, though, when you're going to IHOP. And
Yeah, you need Velcro buttons and fasteners,
Right.
too.
Well, the good news about this, the proceeds are going to the Children's Miracle Network
Oh,
hospitals.
well, that's sweet
cool.
then.
That is really nice. We don't say that a
I
lot.
think a bunch of sick kids dressed up like breakfast wear, but what the hell? It's going to good cause.
Kind of want them.
I want them.
Pancake lounge pants?
Oh, absolutely.
Pancakes, pancakes, pancakes. And now I'm hungry. In Florida, don't try to flee the scene of a car crash because people don't just stand still. Several people tried to stop the driver of a silver SUV from fleeing the scene after it had crashed into several cars. All this was captured on cell phone video, and drivers followed the SUV, so saw it crash.
Oh, see, in my head, somebody had jumped out of the car and was running, and other guys are running after him. All right, so this is all happening in cars.
They followed
In
them,
cars.
and somebody then pulled out a sledgehammer and said, "You're not leaving the scene of this crime." And you know what happens when somebody threatens you with a sledgehammer?
You kick his ass for being stupid.
You don't leave the scene of the crime.
I got to tell you, in all actuality, if that's all he got to use, I'd fight almost anybody with a sledgehammer.
He's going to be slow.
He's going to be
for
terrible.
Sure.
Raise it up to that, and I'm just going to stand there and wait for this to happen to me.
Give me about 30 seconds to swing this thing.
And don't even beat me up. Just move out of the way
Right,
at any
exactly.
point that you feel like it. So, Paul, you've been sucked into my evil world.
Yeah.
We would both fight the guy with the sledgehammer.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's an idiot.
And a mountain lion.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. I saw some of those yesterday. They're bigger than I thought.
For years, we have been advised to eat yogurt. They say it is teeming with.
Da-da-da-da.
Oh, you are. You
I got
today,
Amy made a big fuss over this stuff. Brown cow yogurt.
Because of the good bacteria, right? That's why we eat it?
Yep. It's good bacteria called probiotics. It's supposed to be very good for you, and I think that's why your wife tends to give you healthy food. She
Yeah.
wants you to be healthy and get good bacteria because we know you've got a lot of the bad bacteria. Well, dermatologists.
Why do we know that?
I don't know. It sounds right.
It does sound right. On the surface, it sounds
disagree.
correct. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure somebody in this room came in last week and told us that they had a really disgusting experience at the doctor's office. I can't
Well, that
remember.
guy should wash.
Something weird with you and your ears. I thought.
He has mushrooms in his throat.
Oh, that's right.
I got
Thank you,
mushrooms
Derek.
right
yeah.
now. I got fungus.
I think that's the very
Derek.
definition
called-
of bad bacteria.
I have some thrush.
Yeah.
No, wait. Thrush. That's
Thrush,
what I got.
yeah.
Thrush.
Gross. I stand by it.
Yeah.
But back to the good bacteria, yogurt. Dermatologists and skincare companies are now saying, including to, yes, you want to eat the yogurt, but you also want to have a yogurt facial.
Yeah, you do.
No, you do. Don't just sit there and have a yogurt facial.
I've seen that website.
Yeah.
Talking about the food you eat, people.
Right, yeah, that's too. That's what we were talking about as well.
Are you gross?
Very scientific. They say probiotics can be very, very good, and they can destroy harmful viruses, fungi, and bacteria. So, Danny, if you had been giving yourself a yogurt facial or just eating the yogurt, you wouldn't have mushrooms in your throat.
You know, at some point in life, you got to give yourself a yogurt facial.
That's the big news of the day, and it's brought to you by Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men, 1-800-DIVORCE, or online at goldbergjones.com.
And speaking of yogurt facials, coming up, it's Sarah's Filthy Forecast.
It's Sarah with your filthy forecast. Mammary Monday, topless Tuesday, whip 'em out Wednesday. Oh, after yesterday, I thought for sure the warm weather was here to stay. Yesterday it was 69.
Of course it was.
Not today. It will only reach around 52.
Oh, you ever try and do it at 52? Hurt your back.
Today, going to be chilly. It would make a good spa day.
Yogurt facial.
Ooh. All these cumulonimbus clouds. More the same tomorrow. Plus, it'll go down on us to 48. The sun comes again on Thursday, and so do I. See you then. I'll have a facial with the best weather front in Seattle. I'm Sarah.
You know,
I think that's officially the limit on the number of times we could say the word.
really? Yeah.
Yeah, I
That thing
think
we
so.
wear one of those masks.
Yeah.
Like, but not a goo mask exactly, because they just peel right off. That's yeah. Never mind. Hey, that was Sarah's Philly forecast. But coming up, a matter of fact, all throughout the day, it's money for nothing. If you stick around right here, you're gonna have another chance at money for nothing on KZOK. $1,000 could be yours just for listening and texting. Your next chance to win right around 8:10.
This traffic report is brought to you by Bell Red Energy Solutions. Most of your roadways have cleared up nicely this morning, but we are still seeing some minor delays due to some stop and go traffic on I-5 northbound in Tacoma as you make your way past Portland Avenue, about a 10-minute delay. If you have any plumbing needs, Bell Red Energy Solutions is here to help. They offer quality service from highly qualified plumbers who can help you with any problem, big or small. Maintenance, repair, or installation, they can do it all. Contact your plumbing experts today. Bell Red, bellred.com. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
All right, it is my treat, my pleasure, if you will, to tell you about 3010 Weight Loss for Life, because I want you to know that 3010, it's way more than just some program. It's a lifestyle change that'll help you change the way you think and feel about food, and that's going to help you take off the weight and keep it off. I have lost all 40 of my pounds. I went in there, and they said, as a matter of fact, they looked at me and said, all right, let's start with 25 pounds. Lost that. Then I felt, I'm still a bit jiggly. That's not good for a man. Let's be less jiggly. And then I lost whatever the math is to come down to another. It came down to 40 pounds all in all. I've lost it. I've kept it off. I've got clear direction. I'm never hungry, and it's affordable. You should check it out. Check it out online, too. It's a wonderful way to go if you have weight to lose. 3010 Weight Loss for Life, 30 pounds off, 40 pounds off, and you can do that too. I invite you to call 3010 Weight Loss for Life. You should do that today. Here's the phone number, 855-843-3010. I'm going to give you that phone number one more time. Do people still carry pencils, or do they just plug it into their phones?
Mostly just your phone.
Okay, whatever it is that you have to do to remember this phone number, it's kind of easy. It's 855-843-3010. 3010 Weight Loss for Life, 3010 weightlossforlife.com. It is 1 minute after 8 o'clock in the morning. And did you know you can win money or get money or be assigned money all day long? Here's the thing. It's the iHeartRadio app. And by the way, this is a very cool thing. You can listen live to KZOK on the go. Catch up with the daily podcast of our show. Plus, you can create custom stations tailored to your taste. All your favorite music and all your favorite stations, all free.
The St. Patrick's Day Dash is right around the corner, and we are going to give you a chance to win registrations before the show is over today. Now, this is a 5K that goes through the streets of downtown Seattle, ending in a beer garden, of course, because it's St. Patrick's Day. Now, you can register now at stpatsdash.com. When we first started talking about this really fun race, Danny, you told us that you partook last year.
I did. I walked it. I did not race it. My wife and I did not race it. As a matter of fact, I would be shocked to think that anybody else in the race thought we were participating, that we were just shopping, which, by the way, we did. But I will tell you this, it was a great deal of fun, and the camaraderie of all that kind of stuff, I think, adds to it.
Yeah, we do a lot of those here in Seattle, put on a lot of these races, runs, walks, because there is something about doing it with all those like-minded people.
Yeah, it's funny because I don't. Obviously, that was my first 5K ever because it's not my thing. But I'm walking these days doing that. It was really fun. But normally, I'm not a participant. If there's a group of people doing it, I shy away from it. And I have found in the last couple of years that sometimes doing stuff inside a group of people is really fun. I will give you an example. Amy and I signed up for pizza making classes at Tom Douglas's restaurant, Serious Pie.
Oh, fun.
And it was really fun. It was totally fun. I thought at first I'm just going to block out all these other people in here because there's about 12 of us, I guess.
Yeah.
But they added to it, like me and this kid got into like a pizza dough ball throwing a little fight when nobody was looking. He was 8. I feel that I won. But it was really fun.
I bet. You know what? I wasn't even thinking about that. Matt and I did a sushi making class once.
Yeah.
Same thing. I was like, well, I'd rather it's just us, but it was a huge room full of people and it was really fun.
Did you find that you'll never, ever, ever make that sushi again like that?
We tried once and it didn't come out all that
Did the
well.
same, I did. Mine was just a California roll. That's all that class taught is a one-day thing.
Yeah.
It'd be a $900 sushi roll. I'm not doing that.
We went to Wajimaya, bought all of the ingredients,
Right.
bought a rice cooker. Like, why did we do this?
Oh, those rice cookers. If you like rice, that will come in handy. I've had one ever since I was married to Setsuko. I always have a rice cooker in the house.
Nice.
But it turns out perfect in the class, and then when you get home, you just can't do it.
Well, you realize it's more difficult. It's a specific kind of rice. You need a lot of ingredients. It's not worth the money.
No.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot more expensive than just
No, it's a
going
$90 California roll if you make it
Yep.
yourself. Don't do it.
Well, you guys listening, what is something fun you've done as part of a group? You know, Danny said he never liked to participate in group efforts, but you realize that now in your old age that it is kind of fun.
I don't know that I said my old age.
He's
I
at
feel I
the
didn't say
senior
that.
citizen center taking
I
a
actually
gardening
tried
class.
to. I wanted to take, what is that stuff called where you move around like this?
Tai
Chi.
I
Tai
tried
Chi?
to take a Tai Chi class at the old folks' home
Yeah.
where you have to be above 55. And then Amy showed up and everybody hated her. Yeah, somebody called her a youngster.
Well, you guys listening, give us a call, 800-252-1025 or text 90627. What is something fun you've done as part of a group?
You know, I just realized that if you haven't been listening to the entire show, this question may sound odd. So what have you ever done in a group that was a lot of fun? Who knew we were going that direction with the show? But that's the question. The 5K for St. Patrick's Day is coming right up. I took a class at Tom Douglas's restaurant on how to make pizzas. All very fun. So the question is, what have you ever done in a group that turned out to be real fun? 1-800-252-1025.
We'll start this morning with Brian in Fife.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, how's it going this morning?
It's all good, buddy. How are you?
Excellent.
Cool. What you got?
So way back in the day, Seafair was not a paid event. So we used to go and take our tents, and we would camp out with thousands of people on the shores of Lake Washington and party all night long.
Oh, that does sound like a lot
That
of
must
fun.
have been mental.
That must have been great fun because you remember, and I think some of our listeners are old enough to have had this happen. I went to Woodstock. Now, I didn't because I'm too young, but there's a whole generation, mostly that actually went there and had just a great time. That would have been fun.
I have a lot of friends who went to the second round of Woodstock
It
and
didn't
said,
have that much fun.
no, they said it was insanely fun.
Really?
Yeah, they said it was.
Except for all the sexual assault arrests because there were more than 24 of those.
You know, they happen at a lot of music festivals. I wasn't going to go down that road. What is something fun you have done as part of a group? That's the question at 800-252-1025 or text 90627. Let's talk to Jack in Olympia.
Hiya, Jack.
Good morning, guys. How are you doing today?
We're well, thank you. What's up?
Hey, so for my 40th, I decided that instead of doing a traditional birthday, I got a bunch of my buddies together, and we went down and went to a glass-making place, and we made pint glasses for my bar.
That's so cool.
I got to tell you that at a certain point in my life, I thought, well, that guy's lame. He can't think of anything fun to do. Then I did something very similar. Do you remember the glass blowing place right next to our old station in Philadelphia?
Oh, I don't remember the name of it.
And I went in there and I took a class. It was totally fun.
It looks really, really fun.
We've been invited by somebody who lives in Tacoma, or is it Olympia?
Tacoma, I believe, yeah.
Yeah, to go as a group, all of us from the morning show.
I
we
just
should
feel
do
that
it.
I'm going to accidentally inhale and just scar my lungs even more than whatever they've been through.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much we want to give Derek a flame or a glass or a blower. Let's talk to Diana in
blower for
Woodinville.
you, man. Hey, how are you, Diana?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Very well, thank you. What do you got for us?
Well, about 3 years ago, I moved here from Ohio, and I joined a biking club. And I have made so many friends, and I love it. And I'm great. I'm getting to see the Pacific Northwest.
What kind of things do you do, Diana? Is it weekend trips or just like an afternoon going for a couple miles?
Well, it could be either. Sometimes it's, I usually do every Saturday. I have a group that I go with, and then coming up, I'll be doing, it's called the Cascade Training Series. And you eventually get up to 100 miles, but it's for people who want to train for maybe the STP or the Seattle to Vancouver ride. But like yesterday, I just did a ride that was like 25 miles.
That's built-in friends.
Just 25. Yeah, it is with that. Now, I've never been a member of a book club, but Amy joined one of our sales ladies' book clubs.
Yeah.
And I had no idea. It was 12 really drunk women coming over, not discussing the book they had in their hand and eating us out of house and home. And I thought, this would be really fun under the right circumstances.
Anytime you're training for something like that, like a long bike ride or any kind of athletic competition, it's way easier when you have a group of people to do it with.
Yeah. And a lot of people said they felt that way about doing our mud runs, the
Beast Mode Challenge.
Beast Mode Challenge. Like, it's just a bunch of like-minded people trying to get these accomplishments because that was not easy.
That did not look easy. And I just stood there and watched, and I was exhausted and filthy. I don't know how that happened.
Crazy Mary in Shoreline.
Hey, Mary, how are you?
Hey, good. How you guys doing?
We're doing well, thanks. What's up?
My thing is, I was a big pothead. I used to smoke weed every 15 minutes, and I went to Marijuana Anonymous, and I have 20 years. But one of the things that I found really challenging was going camping, because I always went camping with a lot of weed. And so our group goes camping. We call it the Joint Camp Out with Portland.
Oh, I like it.
That's funny.
District 11 and District 4, and it's awesome. We have meetings, and we do all the same stuff that you do camping, just no weed.
Good for you, Mary.
Yeah, good for you, because I would have never occurred to me, but I've had a lot of fun at my AA meetings, And I tell you what, first of all, you think, Amy, that's so not going to be fun because there's no booze involved. But I've met some of the nicest people. And that they have that in common with you, that kind of goal of get through today. Yeah, I'm with you, Mary.
Let's talk to Anya in Lacey.
Hey, Anya, how you been?
Hey, greetings. I'm fine. I'm good. How are you?
We're all very well, thanks. How you been?
I'm good. Well, I took 2 classes. One, I took sculpture at the Gage Academy of Art in Seattle, like 3 summers ago. Do you know where that is? I think it's on Capitol Hill. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know where it is.
Well, anyway, it was kind of strange because they had like nude models, and that was a little kind of strange to
What is it? Anya's like always ready. Somebody's gonna whatever story Anya's telling, somebody's naked
Absolutely.
every time. Which is one of the things I admire about you. So how did you enjoy the sculpting class?
I loved it. It was hard though. I mean, there were some people that just were really great. I mean, they just could do it. They were spot on. And then I took another class, 4 jewelry making classes at the Tacoma Metal Arts Center, and that was a lot of fun too.
That sounds like fun. I'll tell you, I was talking to my good friend Michelangelo one time, and he was telling me how to, I think, was sculpt an elephant. And he said, you get a block of good marble, and then you just chip away everything that doesn't look like an elephant.
It seems so easy.
That's actually what the guy said to somebody. It was a little before my time. But I thought, after I read that, I thought, well, I could totally do this now. Turns out you can't.
Well, the question is, what is something fun you've done as part of a group? I was invited on a group vacation to New Orleans, and I thought this is going to be awful. A bunch of different people coming in from around the country, all meeting in New Orleans. How do you organize that? Where do you go to dinner? You know, some people are going to sleep late or stay up too late. It was one of the best weekends I've ever had.
Really? Was it around Mardi Gras?
No.
Oh, okay, because I was going to say I did not have a good time at Mardi Gras. There's just too much.
It
Mardi Gras.
definitely, but we just wound up eating oysters and drinking hurricanes.
Nice.
Let's talk to Ray in Seattle.
Hey, Ray.
Hi, Happy.
How's
Happy
it going,
something
buddy?
to you too.
I'm doing well.
You sound great, Ray.
Sound as good as I do.
You're paying what? it's them years at sea and a bit of the rum, you know.
Maybe a little bit more than a bit of the rum this morning.
So, what do you got for us, Ray?
Oh, I became a pirate about 9 years ago. Best move I ever made.
What kind of pirate?
Well, not that kind, Danny.
Goodness, what is wrong with you, Ray? What kind of pirate? Are you somebody who dresses up for birthday parties, or you go to seafair?
No, I'm in several pirate crews. Actually, I'm more of a rogue. I'm not a seafair pirate. A lot of people don't realize there's 14 different pirate crews in Washington State alone.
No, a lot of people don't realize that.
I did not know that.
I'm going to go with most people. Did not know that.
I thought it was just the seafair pirates.
Question we get are you seafair? Well, no.
Interesting. So, Paul, tell us, what is something fun you've done as part of a group?
I competed in a chili cook-off competition, and it was with a group of like all 70-plus-year-old guys who were really into their chili. And when I was cooking, I had 2 of my nephews with me. They're both in high school, and the main, like the head old guy was going around introducing me and my sons that were new guys to the chili cook-off. So we decided to embrace it and name our team Paul and Sons Chili.
Oh, I like it.
And Paul and Sons Chili took second place that day.
Nice.
So not too shabby for our first outing.
You know what peanut butter in there?
No peanut butter, no.
Okay.
Is that a good thing,
I'm
peanut
not
butter?
giving you my secrets,
It's a secret ingredient for a lot of chilies.
I have had chocolate, a rub on steaks that has chocolate in it on several occasions. You wouldn't think that would work.
Nope.
I have never gone scuba diving by myself. It's not safe. You just don't do it.
Yeah.
Every time it's on a boat with 20 people you never met before. You're in Cabo San Lucas or someplace weird like that, and you all have this one thing in common, and you're all certified, so you all put in the same amount of effort, and those things, you're making friends like immediately.
Tori, is there something you've done as part of a group that was fun?
Back in middle school, I was in choir, and we all got to sing the national anthem at the Sonics game, and it was really, really crazy, and I got to shake Ray Allen's hand.
That's so cool.
It was amazing.
You know what bothers me when Tori tells a little story like this, when
What's
she
that?
says back in middle school? That it's 10 years ago. I'm a senior citizen 10 years ago.
Derek, something fun you've done as part of a group?
I went with some friends to a party that was 1920s themed, so everybody was wearing zoot suits and stuff like that. And then we all took over at Denny's afterwards, and I think they got real sick of us because we kept talking like this here, see? Can I get some more coffee there, Buster? Huh? Come on now, bring some bacon over here.
It was happening for 10 seconds, and I'm sick of them.
Yeah.
Thank you all. Hey, don't go anywhere. We're taking a really short break, but the news is right around the corner.
This traffic report is brought to you by Phillips Law Firm. Most of your roadways are looking pretty clear this morning, but you are going to see some minor delays on I-5 northbound as you make your way past 70th Avenue East near Milton. There's no hiding it, the weather isn't always so great in Seattle. When it rains, traffic gets worse, and that means more traffic accidents. If you've been injured in a car accident, call Phillips Law Firm today for a free case evaluation. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
This weather report is brought to you by Target Zero. The rain is here again. Showers will start around noon and continue into the evening. Highs in the low 60s, and it's currently 58 and cloudy in downtown Seattle. Drunk you doesn't make good decisions, so make a plan before you party and make sure to get home safe and sound. Let's reach our Target Zero goal together. 0 traffic deaths in our family, 0 traffic deaths in our state. That was your weather. I'm Tori on 102.5 KZOK.
News this morning is brought to you by Car Toys.
Hey, Sarah, if I can just jump in real quick. If you hear, I don't know what you would hear. They're being very quiet. Maybe it's me showing off a little harder than usual. There's a television show documenting our greatness called Seattle Refined. Those other shows, they can get you fined. These guys get you refined.
Yeah.
Fined twice,
It's
really.
pretty
Try
great.
and find that anywhere. So I believe that happens between 3 and 3:30 every weekday on Como 4. Dig that. So I'll let you guys know when it's on, but we all look good already. I can tell.
And if you're watching Danny TV at KZOK.com, you'll actually see a film crew doing TV on our TV. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So
That's cool.
Yeah, that's how they get refined.
That's
I'm
right.
on that camera. Well, I'll be on that camera.
Exactly.
On to the news. A Tacoma woman was rescued yesterday after she got swept 30 feet down a ravine and buried in debris when her above-ground pool burst. This happened about 1:30 at her home on 38th Street. Firefighters say the woman was in her backyard working on the pool when it burst. The deluge of water carried her under a fence, down a ravine, and buried her under debris. When firefighters arrived, she was conscious, alert, and talking, but it took about 45 minutes for them to be able to get her out of the ravine.
How big was this above ground pool that it had a tidal wave like that?
Yeah, I guess it's just the force when one of those pools, those,
Yeah.
they're pretty big. They fit
Yeah.
like 10 or 20 people in there.
Right?
And that's a lot of water.
I'm sorry. I mean, it's a terrible story. Hopefully she's okay, but please tell me there's video.
By the way, she's fine.
Yeah, I want to see it.
Yeah.
No,
I
we're-
always think of the weird guys in Jersey when I think of the above ground pool. I don't think of us.
No, I don't think it's super popular around here. I mean, pools of any sort,
Pools
just
of
because of the
anything,
weather.
yesterday was amazing, so I don't blame her
Yeah,
getting
but
excited.
you can't put up a above ground pool just for one day.
No, you really can't. You really can't.
A disturbing story from The Stranger. They are reporting that the recent proliferation of neo-Nazis and white nationalist propaganda in Seattle has spread to the heart of Amazon. They're reporting that tipsters claiming to be Amazon employees saw posters and stickers around South Lake Union for Identity Evropa, which is a white supremacist organization known for plastering college campuses with recruitment flyers. Several people reported seeing these in and around South Lake Union and Amazon.
Do you think, is that like a real thing? I know it exists, and I've seen, at least on the news, I have seen the posters and the swastikas and all that stuff. But do you know any Nazis?
No, but these
I don't
are
know
the
any
people-
Nazis. When was the last time you met a guy? He said, "Hey, what do you do?" And you said, I produce the Dave Balducci and Sarah radio show. What do you do? Oh, well, I'm Nazi. Can I interest you in a swastika? I just don't know that it's a real thing.
I've not had that experience. I mean, certainly I think they're out there, but are people saying they think they're Amazon employees that are putting these up? Or
No.
just that it's happening near the Amazon
Because
campus?
Amazon wanting to take over the world is funny. I love saying, "Oh, that Bezos."
Yeah,
is
you
trying
bought
to
Whole
take over the
Foods, now
world.
you're buying
Show
whatever
me one
else.
little itty bitty swastika. Not that funny anymore.
Yeah.
Well, remember that these this Evropa people, they're the ones who did the big rally in Charlottesville, Virginia.
Right.
So we know that there are people who are doing this. It just seems so outlandish.
It does
I
seem
hope it's
outlandish.
fake. And a terrible story out of Bend, Oregon. The operator of Little Giggles Daycare Center.
Oh, come on, Little Giggles in Bendover, Washington, whatever it's called. That's not right.
Bend, Oregon.
Bend, Oregon. Wow, I did not mean to say that, honest to God. Swear to God. But I don't trust it. I don't like it. They should change their name.
Well-
They should change their name to Stand Up Straight. It's a middle school, for
Right.
God's sakes.
Kids at Little Giggles were given sleep aids, and then the person who ran Little Giggles would go tanning and to CrossFit.
Wow.
She's 32 years old and now has been sentenced to 21 years in prison after pleading guilty to 11 counts of first-degree criminal mischief and 1 count of third-degree assault.
How'd she dose the kids?
Melatonin.
Yeah.
Is this the one where they were making the gummy bears or a different one?
This is a different one.
Oh, wow.
Because not that I'm saying anything or casting any aspersions, but if you look around the room for who in this room might own a gummy bear making machine.
Okay, Sarah already owned one. I bought one because of this story, and I was going to bring it in. We were going to make gummy
sleep through the night.
Well, that's true. I mean, the 6-year-old does bug me every now and again.
You're a terrible person.
What was so crazy is when we reported about the daycare making the gummy
melatonin
bears.
gummy bears, right?
Yes. What's the first thing Paul did?
I went to Amazon while we were still talking about the story and ordered a gummy bear machine.
On the air. Well, you're sitting here and clicking, wondering what that clicking sound is. Paul's keyboards while he's ordering a gummy bear making machine.
I've yet to use it, though. I got to bring it in here.
Uh-huh. I know Jelly Bean's still asleep.
Right.
Yeah, and it was like Wednesday when this happened.
This morning, President Donald Trump ousted Rex Tillerson as Secretary of State, making a surprise Twitter announcement. Well, the surprise
shocking that he put it on Twitter.
Well, he did not. That seems like a very odd thing for the president to have done. But you know what? It doesn't break my heart that Rex Tillerson is out. He was kind of a grown-up in the room. But, he's the head of Exxon. I don't see how that trains you to be the Secretary General or whatever the hell he was.
Secretary of State.
That thing.
Well, he is naming CIA Director Mike Pompeo to replace him.
Yeah, I'm
so
more
the
comfortable
move
with
was
that.
surprising. The fact that he announced it on Twitter was not surprising.
No, it's not surprising. It's not surprising to anybody. And I think a way better fit, a spy master, if you will, Secretary of State. I like that better.
We shall see. And I think a lot of this is ahead of the meetings with North Korea, that he's better suited. A homeless encampment was discovered on top of an Amtrak station in Northern California after a witness reported seeing a person lower a bicycle from the roof. They determined that somebody had made a camp up on top of the roof, and therefore they were away from everybody else and nobody could see them.
I don't know that anyone would have done anything about it. I think it's shameful how we ignore these guys. I think it's shameful how we ignore the homeless and the condition in which they are forced to live.
Yeah.
And I think it's shameful how we treat the taxpayers of, it hits me home in Seattle. This is the most beautiful city I've ever even seen. I mean, I have it tattooed on my back, for God's sake. But somebody when I'm mayor, I will tell you that right now, I will take care of this almost immediately.
When you're mayor of Antioch, California?
Well, no, I guess I wasn't listening to your story. But I meant here in Seattle, in King County specifically. I mean, for those of you that don't know, we've moved studios and we can see a beautiful park out our studios.
Yeah.
Now. And what do we see in our beautiful park?
Tents.
Tents.
Yeah.
Guys who don't have a better chance to shake that off, to do something. When I am mayor, that I will vocational training right off the bat.
All right. We're learning some more information about the Russian ex-spy poisoned in England.
Yeah.
They're saying, this is Theresa May, the prime minister, he was exposed to a military-grade nerve agent, the type that is produced by Russia. They said this is actually a more dangerous nerve agent than the one that killed that man.
Yeah, they say 8 times more powerful, 8 times more deadly.
Aerosol, touch, so air and touch, that this is a very, very dangerous nerve agent, and that this is one made by Russia. So that's the takeaway.
It seems super weird what the Russians can get away with. Remember the last guy was opposed to Vladimir Putin in one way or another?
Yeah, who also got poisoned.
Then he got plutonium poisoning or something like that. And we all know, and this poor guy is in his deathbed. He used to have long flowing locks. Now he's all bald, doesn't even have eyebrows left. And the world just goes, huh? So the most powerful man in the world just killing folks on the streets. That seems odd. We just tolerate it.
Well, it's finding the proof, which they never do.
Okay, and I'm going to go with Paul on this. What do you think will happen worldwide when we find the proof? Vladimir Putin has filthy hands from poisoning folks that disagree with him.
Absolutely nothing. He'll still win the next election by a 90% margin. Yeah.
A California animal shelter shared video of a hapless gumball bandit who ran into several snags while trying to steal the shelter's gumball machine. Now, his name is the Gumball Bandit because he's tried to steal, most of the time successfully, gumball machines. Well, this time, he was caught on tape. It's on Facebook that shows him crawling into the facility through a small window, attempting to stuff the gumball machine through the same hole.
Right.
But then he winds up breaking the glass. You know how it's got the big bubble glass on the top where you keep all the gumballs? Well, he broke it. And then he tries to, scramble around getting all the gumballs.
There's footage of this guy, which they've now made it, what do they call it with you hippies? A screenshot or some such thing?
Yeah.
And under it says this guy's got a lot
dirty
of balls.
hippies in your screenshots.
Yeah, so things did not go all that well. They said, did he really just steal from an animal shelter? Who does that?
Bad people who stole from the Girl Scouts the other day. And it's a common thing. It happens all the time. Remember that guy that put a bunch of stakes down his pants? That seemed odd to me.
Is that you?
It doesn't really fit the crime here, the scenario.
It's
but
fun
I
to
didn't
talk
like
about, though. Yeah.
By the way, they still haven't caught those 2 men who tried to rob the Girl Scouts here in Washington. They're still
I
on
feel
this.
kind of it's retribution, really.
Because the Girl
The Girl
Scouts
Scouts have
deserve
been
it.
stealing from me for years.
Yeah.
Who bought $20? He comes and goes, look how cute my daughter is.
Yeah.
Give me money.
It's
That
strong arm
seems-
robbery.
It
Really.
is.
He, Paul would take Jelly Bean around the office and just have her turn on the cute.
Yeah.
And that little extortionist got like thousands of dollars.
Oh, she was great too, because people would say, "Oh, I'm on a diet, or I just can't eat those right now," and she would say, "Well, wouldn't you want to donate a box to the troops?"
Yeah.
Who can say no to that?
Who can
right?
say no to a cute girl and the troops all in one sentence?
Those Girl Scouts are back out at that location in Tacoma, by the way. So go out and support them, because they're not letting it scare them off that somebody robbed them.
Good. Thank you for mentioning that.
Yeah, Paul. Thanks.
You're welcome, man. Go buy some cookies.
That's what I'm gonna do right after.
You
the
are
show.
a negative Nelly, dude.
I am not. I just feel that you haven't seen the story yet, where somebody went online and did something, and they have $10,000 now. They're little extortionists.
Wildlife sanctuaries are offering to take in a bobcat seized by police in Illinois.
I hope it's not Goldthwait. How annoying would that be?
I was wondering what he was up to these days.
That's it.
Oh, there he is.
Wow, that was fast, man.
I got Bobcat ready at all times.
I think that comes up.
Now, would you fight a bobcat? You want to fight a mountain lion, right? But
No,
would you
I
fight
wanted to fight a
bobcat?
mountain lion until I saw a mountain lion. They're bigger than I thought.
Yeah, bobcat's much smaller, but quick though.
If you put boxing gloves on
Yeah.
a bobcat, I'll fight a bobcat.
All right.
Links see the bobcat.
But you personally have to put boxing gloves on a bobcat.
Okay, I know where to find a bobcat or two, too.
I know where to find boxing gloves.
Loser, bobcat abusers.
Oh, I'm sure the cat will be fine.
She's got a point there. Yeah, I think it's going to be a loser, Danny abuser in this situation.
Yeah. Linksy the bobcat was found in a small office of a shuttered storefront where they had seized a cache of guns, and then they arrested the exotic animal's owner, Philip Geisy, on charges of unlawful possession of firearms and an illegal possession of a wild animal. They declawed this poor beast.
You can't do that. That's terrible.
Nope. So it can't go back in the wild. And believe it or not,
Listen to where my priorities are. I will rob a Girl Scout personally. You declaw a bobcat, and I'm all about being mad at you.
well, there are several sanctuaries because a lot of people are interested in lynx and bobcats as pets, despite the fact they don't make good pets.
But you can't have one, can you, in Seattle?
It's illegal everywhere, but what happens is they get them illegally as kittens, and then they grow up and don't know what to do with them because they're dangerous.
Oh, the sanctuaries are rescuing them from people who had them illegally as pets.
Yes.
Because my kitty that I adopted had been declawed.
Yeah, that's
and
so
by the way, I always say when I have to say my cat's been declawed, oh, I would never do such a thing.
It wasn't
was
you.
the terrible guy before me, and I saved his life. But they lose all the clawing kind of know-how that they have, all their instincts. My cat bites like an angry dog. So now you got a bobcat, I'm thinking, that will leap across the couch at you and chomping at your face. It's
Yeah.
bad. Can't be safe for the kids. Although fun to watch.
A semi-truck traveling on a Florida highway experienced a brake fire that turned its load of green beans into baked beans and scattered them across the road. You know what they say about beans?
I don't. Oh. Is this a guy saying this with an English accent?
Pretty sure it's a woman.
I don't see gender.
There's a second verse to this? I had no idea. It continues on. The magical fruit.
The more you eat, the more you fart, the more you fart.
Why is this happening?
I don't know. But who knew that this song was
I would
so
like to
long?
point out that I am thrilled that the cats from Seattle Refined aren't recording right now.
Right, exactly.
So this is what Danny does on the show. He thinks is the high end of comedy. It's an English lady singing the fart song.
When I told you guys I could get you any audio you wanted, this was not included.
This is not it.
The more you eat, the more.
Okay, you can turn that off, Derek. A passenger with time on his hands on an airplane decided to watch something on his personal device.
Yeah.
Which is what most of us do. You've got an iPad, you got a phone, you start watching something that you've downloaded. Well, he decided that he wanted to watch something very specific and then take care of Mr. Happy under a blanket.
You can't do. I mean, you can't do that.
You can't do that. Well, he was busted. When they landed the plane, they arrested him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't do that.
For what were the charges?
It's indecent exposure.
Yeah, for sure.
He's under a blanket.
Yeah, you want Jelly Bean, 6-year-old Jelly Bean in the row.
Hey, let's leave my kid out of this. All
Let's
right?
bring her in one more time.
No.
So here's the thing. I don't know that he was exposed to anything in that because I have been on an airplane and I didn't say anything. I wish the end of the story was I had said something, but I didn't because he was only watching Game of Thrones. But every time I looked over, he's got a pad out, right?
Yeah.
And he's one seat up and one seat over from me. So I'm kind of bored. I'm watching his movies. And he's watching Game of Thrones. And every time I turn to look, somebody's naked.
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah,
kids
that's
on
how
this
that show
plane.
goes.
I should totally say something to this guy, but I did not because it would have put an end to my boobs. But that's not the point. People, I don't know what this guy did. I know what he did wrong. I don't know what he did that's arrestable.
Yeah, I mean, you want to sit next to that guy?
No. I certainly don't want to even be that guy again.
Two high school sweethearts in New Jersey returned to the high school hallway where they first met 3 decades ago to hold their wedding. They first met as freshmen at Clifton High School.
Yeah.
And then they decided they met up again all these years later, fell back in love, and decided to go back to the high school to get married.
No, that's lovely.
We don't have a lot of nice stories out of New Jersey.
We don't have a lot of nice stories, man.
No, this is true. Well, this one is not a nice story. It's New Mexico, and in the town of Hagerman, they are having a skunk problem. They're having a very mild winter, and as a result, the skunks are coming out early. They've decided to set up traps to try to capture them and put them in the next town over.
I don't know that you can do that.
You're not supposed to, but they're going to try to trap them to then take them elsewhere.
Are we running out of skunks?
Are we running out of skunks?
They're not endangered.
As in why not
So you're
kill
saying,
them?
yeah, just get rid of them, yeah.
They're
that's
real. My dog got sprayed in the face when I moved back to Los Angeles. My dog got sprayed in the face 5 or 6 times. And don't try and wash a German Shepherd in tomato juice.
Nope.
No, you just get a tomato juicy old dog. You can't even get a lather going with that stuff.
There's got to be a purpose. I mean, they must kill something that is a worse pest.
Yeah. Well, and it's
They're
also
adorable, by the way. If you de-skunk them, you could give them away as pets.
Yeah,
They're super cute.
declaw the cats and then de-skunk the
No.
skunks.
Yeah.
The problem is with these traps, they're not actually catching skunks. So far, they have caught 12 cats, 4 dogs, and a house rabbit.
Right, yeah, I can't do that.
No skunks.
You should give all of these things to Tori, and she can put them in her freezer till later.
What do skunks eat? I mean, what do you put in the trap to, you put cheese to catch the mouse. What do you catch?
Carrot.
To catch a carrot?
A carrot on a
No,
string.
that's a rabbit.
Have you ever caught rats?
Yeah,
Do
sure.
you always use cheese?
No, it's
Yeah.
yeah.
When they say, oh, you got to give it this
Peanut butter mostly.
Peanut butter, ham.
Yeah.
I've caught some rats on ham in my old house.
That's your news, and it was brought to you by Car Toys. But don't go anywhere because we've got music news, entertainment, and sports. Plus, we are going to give you a chance to win your way in to the St. Patrick's Day Dash next.
Awesome.
This traffic report is brought to you by Sherry's Restaurants. You're going to see about a 20-minute delay on I-90 westbound at the Mount Baker Tunnel due to some stop-and-go traffic. Other than that, the roadways are pretty clear this morning. Sherry's Spring Berry Pancakes are here. Choose from blueberry, raspberry, or triple berry toppings with whipped cream and powdered sugar on a stack of fresh, fluffy buttermilk pancakes for just $6.99. Add eggs, breakfast meat, and hash browns for $3 more. Sherry's, simply great food. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
Hey, music news. Well, I guess, and entertainment news. Kid Rock is slated to enter the WWE Hall of Fame's celebrity wing. They're going to be holding a ceremony on April 6th, New Orleans, just days ahead of WrestleMania 34. He has been a big supporter of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And his music has also been selected by a lot of people to walk out into is it a ring?
Yeah.
I know it isn't boxing. I didn't know if there was a different name for WWE. A lot of people have chosen Kid Rock songs, Stacy Keibler.
Is this Kid Rock right now?
Yeah, this is like his first big hit from way back in the day. Ba with the ba.
Huh, I don't recognize him with this kind of stuff at all.
It's terrible.
It's hard. It's a
awful.
lot harder than you're probably thinking.
Yeah. I know him from a duet with Sheryl Crow.
Yeah.
When he's doing like country music.
I can't bone you while your husband's boning you, whatever the name of that song was.
Pretty sure those are the words.
Close to it.
Hey, don't forget about Money for Nothing happening every hour on KZOK, 13 times a day, where you've got a shot at $1,000. The way it works is you are listening for a new keyword and to text it to 200 for your chance to win. You can get full contest rules at KZOK.com. And if my math is correct, it's happening soon, right?
Yeah, very, very soon.
Very, very, very soon.
Soon.
Field of Dreams, one of the best sports movies of all time.
If you build it, they will come. Yeah.
I will give you that.
It's also a great movie, just full stop.
And it's so weird. It's one of the greatest baseball movies ever made, yet super little baseball was ever played in it.
Yeah.
Well, in 1989, a group of movie set designers built the baseball field in the middle of the cornfield in Dyersville, Iowa. A lot of people make the pilgrimage to go see it. And now the owners are opening up the farmhouse to overnight guests.
Oh, that's smart. And neat, I guess.
I've seen the pictures of the rooms. Everything is themed. It is all baseball and yet still very historic Iowa. It still looks like you're in the middle of nowhere, but it's baseball themed. You'll be greeted by movie site staff. You get a gift basket with a baseball, a bottle of wine, and a picnic, just like Ray and Annie do in the movie.
Oh, that's adorable.
And you get all this other stuff that is part of, the film's
Are there
history.
ghosts? Is my dad going to come back and play catch with me?
Aw.
Is your dad dead?
No, but that's what happens in the movie.
Well, that was a weird thing to say, Paul.
Well, that's what happens in the movie. Sarah said that we can do everything you do in the movie.
Does his dad start alive?
No, his dad's dead the whole time.
Okay, I think you're killing somebody is what I get out of this.
I think you just killed me. American Idol just came back. Did you know?
Yeah, I've seen some commercials.
Well, it turns out a lot of people saw more than the commercials, but they got more than 10 million viewers. A lot of people were concerned, like, why are you bringing it back?
Yeah.
That ship has sailed. Nope. Turns out people were embracing it. Now, those still are not the numbers that they had back in the way olden days.
And they're not the numbers they had in the way olden days before the way olden days. Those are nothing numbers. If let's just use Partridge Family or Brady Bunch, for example. If we'd ever had $10 million, they'd have canceled us. We had 40 every week.
There wasn't 800
9 million channels.
Yeah.
There were 3 channels. The way television should have been.
Plus, you had to get up to change it. So
what?
You had to get up to change the channel.
Yeah, you
so
did.
Whatever you had it on yesterday,
I
that's just
taped
what
a
you're
pair
watching.
of pliers to a broom handle. And that
Oh,
was my
nice.
remote.
4.5 million people watched Fox's presentation of the 2006 O.J. Simpson interview, during which he speculated about how he might have killed his former wife had he done so.
I don't understand that, but I only saw clips of it, what they said to him to make this okay for him to say. And he said, well, that's when I grabbed the knife. And, that's when I remember grabbing the knife. It's like, wait, you should be saying I never grabbed any knife ever.
Right.
But if I would have killed somebody, I might have grabbed the knife at some point. That was really weird.
It's all so
And
crazy.
a couple of people, a couple of pundits, whatever they're called, said, I believe he just confessed to murder. That's what I think.
Well, and he wrote it down in a book already.
Yeah.
All these things.
Called
that he's
If
saying.
I Did It.
Yeah. If I did it, then subtitle, which I totally did.
The English language edition of Pope Francis' latest book is coming out just in time for summer. The Future of Faith, The Path of Change in Politics and Society will be published here in the United States on August 6th.
Who reads it?
Who reads it?
Yeah.
Catholics.
You said it, no. Oh, I thought you said it was on tape or audio.
Nope.
Okay. Well, then I don't want the job.
The English language edition.
Ah, okay.
So it's been available in other tongues so far, but...
Are you 12? This whole show's been stupid today, but that's the one?
Yeah, because we're 12 and we weren't laughing at that.
Who reads it? I don't know. People who are interested.
So I totally thought it was on tape because I wanted the job. And then God said, "You've been really bad, so I smited you." Don't you think I'm like perfect for that?
You're perfect for that,
Thank
man.
you.
Friends and frequent collaborators Tori Spelling and Jenny Garth are reuniting for a new TV series. These are the two actresses you know best for Beverly Hills 90210, and they have decided to get back together and film a show. We're not getting any details about what the subject matter is
Well,
going to
I'll
be.
give you some details. It's a terrible idea. There's all the details you need.
Tori Spelling's definitely the Ryan Lewis in that situation, though, right?
Yeah, totally.
Jenny Garth's the star.
The Macklemore.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at sports.
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 Sports. Wait, let's take a look at sports. Sports.
Apologies, I do have a bit of a cold. Sports is brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. That's 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Starting with some football news, the Seahawks have decided to agree to a 3-year deal with Bradley McDougald, one of the team's 16 unrestricted free agents. The deal is reportedly worth just shy of $14 million.
Wow.
The Seahawks also released Deshaun Shedd yesterday. They said that it's possible they could work out a deal in the future, but for now, he is not a Seahawk.
McDougald was a solid backup for him, and so actually saw a lot of playing time last year because Cam Chancellor was out.
Yep. I mean, we're going to have a different look to the Seahawks this upcoming season.
It's going to be Russell Wilson throwing the ball to a bunch of people I don't know. That's what I get.
So far, the offense has been, a bit luckier than the defense. The defense is kind of disappearing.
It's early.
Well, there is word, speaking of the defense, that Ndamukong Suh is in Seattle to meet with the Seattle Seahawks. He is a defensive tackle, which we need since Michael Bennett is no longer with the team. He is also from Portland, so has obviously a connection to the Pacific Northwest. This morning, Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints agreed to a new 2-year deal worth $50 million.
Jeez.
That's a lot of loot.
It's a lot of loot for 2 years.
In Mariners spring training action, the Mariners lost to the White Sox 4-2, but today will win.
Turn it around, yeah.
Yeah, turn around.
Turn it around. 1:10 start time versus the Rockies. An update to Robinson Cano's health: mild hamstring strain. Hamstring strain?
Yeah.
Sounded like I put too many R's in there.
No, it's a hamstring strain.
Hamstring strain.
Well, when you say it like that.
Might be the Bloody Mary I just had. Marco Gonzalez was hit on his right hand by a laser shot off the bat of Lurie Garcia in the second inning of yesterday's game. He said, "We will reevaluate tomorrow," meaning today, but he said initial scans look okay.
Good.
Too many injuries, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing if we get hurt winning.
Right? Don't get hurt losing.
Don't get hurt losing. Who gets hurt losing?
Yeah, that seems like a bad strategy.
Yeah. Yes.
You know what's a good strategy?
What's that?
Winning money for nothing. KZOK.com for the contest rules and all the details.
Well, you could use that money to get yourself registered for the Seattle St. Patrick's Day Dash, stpatsdash.com. Now, Danny, you did this last year.
I did indeed.
And you said the atmosphere was totally fun.
Oh, everybody was having a wonderful time. And because I wasn't trying to compete with anybody or jog or anything like that, because then it would have been a horrible time for me. That would have just been awful.
Yeah.
No, it was great. It was a great time. People were really nice. I was doing what these other couples were walking by. We were all window shopping. It was pretty cool.
Nice.
A lot of people dress up in costume for St. Patrick's Day.
And you can walk, you can run, you could run.
You sound like the bad guy from Mad Max. You can run, but you can't run.
So as I said, you can buy your registration now, stpatsdash.com, or we have got a pair of registrations to give away right now. What caller would you like to give them to?
I would like caller number 16.
All right, 16. Call right now. 800-252-1025. Caller 16 wins those registrations. On to college hoops. The UW Huskies are hosting Boise State in the NIT first round tomorrow at 7. Gonzaga, 4th seed in the NCAA tournament, and will open against UNC Greensboro Thursday, 10:30 a.m. Brackets, man. Everybody getting their brackets done today.
I got mine done.
Good for you. Do you remember who you picked to win it all?
Yes.
It's Temple, right?
Well, I'll tell you the truth. I did something really weird. Anytime Kansas came up,
yeah,
I took Kansas in honor of Paul.
Oh, thank you, man.
And I took it.
That's a good move, really.
And then she said, "All right, Kansas or this guy," and I wasn't thinking about taking my Kansas all the way to it, and I switched the very last choice.
Oh.
So, and I forget it's not. Is it Butler? Maybe Butler.
Could be Butler. Yeah.
Could be Butler.
Amy's going to get a bracket up too. We're all going to be competing against each other.
Well, I don't know.
You don't want Amy to have her own bracket?
She can feel fine if she wants to do brackets. I don't know if the brackets are her thing.
I'm going to do one. I think Jelly Bean will do one. She'll probably do better than...
Jelly Bean should do one. She did one last year. It was
yeah,
great.
she picks by mascots, so...
Well, believe it or not, millions of people partake in these brackets, and I would say the vast majority do not know anything about picking these teams.
That's me and Amy.
Well, ESPN shared the results of a study conducted by the American Gaming Association. How much money will change hands by the time the tournament wraps up? 25% of Americans will place some sort of bet. The wagering amount, $10 billion.
That's a lot of money.
Yep. And 25% of Americans doing a bracket of
Is that
some
all
kind.
Warren Buffett?
No, what Warren Buffett does is a reward for his employees.
And that's legal, but this is
Yes.
not legal, right? Us just having an
Correct.
office pool for...
Which And we is-
do it every year.
Throws in $10. Yeah, I mean, no, they're not going to... The bracket police are not going to come get
You know,
us. I don't
I've been
think.
arrested on more than one occasion for like nothing. And I think if they'd come in here and arrest all you people for bracket cheating, I think it's completely fair.
Well, how crazy is this, though? $10 billion, 3% of which is legal.
Wow.
As in done at casinos.
Right.
Or, you know.
Yeah, because who does their bracket betting in Vegas when they could just do it down the hall?
Yep. And Serena Williams is reportedly starting a cosmetics line. She has trademarked the name Aneris, which is Serena spelled backwards. She has a clothing line, and now she wants to have a line of beauty products as well.
All right.
She and her sister will be in a match, the BNP Paribas Open, the 20th matchup between the sisters, and that airs at the Tennis Channel tonight at 10.
There's one of those sisters usually wins. Is it Serena?
Yeah.
Yeah. But her sisters beat her on more than one occasion.
Yeah, I don't know statistically speaking, but healthy Serena Williams, I would say probably wins 95% of the time. And I say healthy because, you know, she just had a baby and...
Well, haven't they, they've been doing this a while. For a professional athlete, they've been in the game a long time.
Yeah.
And they're just yoked, man. They're in like phenomenal position. No. Shape. What I was trying to say there.
I don't know, but that's our promo for that we're going to be running for a while.
In Sounders action, the CONCACAF matchup continues tomorrow against Guadalajara with a 7 o'clock start time. And that's a look at your sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys at 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
You know who I think is going to get, if not a perfect bracket, a very close to perfect bracket?
Who's that?
That'd be the Silver Fox himself, Steven Slater. He's going to walk in this room, check out his bracket, because that's what he does. Play some Slayton. Shut up, I heard it.
It's AC Slater. That's your other buddy.
Some classic rock and roll for your listening pleasure. We will get out of the man's way, so bye.
This traffic report is brought to you by Community Transit. On I-5 northbound as you approach Swift Avenue in Seattle, we do have an accident currently blocking the shoulder. And on I-90 westbound as you approach the I-90 bridge midspan, there's an accident there blocking the shoulder also. Looking for a career with